Houseparty5v5 in-house game. I'm Tasty Aldar, and with me is...
For sure.
Okay, and we will be casting this game for you with the bans already underway, as you can see. The Soraka and the Tahm Kench, the heavy support focus, Thresh as well. Interesting, and the Graves and the Yasuo, we all know are very strong on this patch right now, as is Irelia with the new Gwynsus. Do you know much about this?
This patch is very early game focused, since games don't really go on to late game. Graves is an obvious ban. He's very broken. I think we may see a Lee Sin in the jungle.
Okay, it wouldn't surprise me certainly. However, our first jungler appears to be Tryndamere, unless it's a top lane Tryndamere, could be either really. But in my opinion, he's just as viable of a ban as Yasuo or Graves or any of the others, but he's managed to get through and first picked away straight away. But
it's not surprising. Miyomo has picked the Nivea. He has 260k mastery points.
Wow, okay, so yeah, certainly dealing with an Anivia main here, so that makes sense as a first pickup for him. And the Fiora as well, which is just an all-round strong pick, still very much up there and compete with all the top laners that you see. Any thoughts on what might be picked here to?
Well, I'm not quite sure what roles they play, but just looking at Darth Laser, he does main Thresh, so I'm guessing that's why they banned it out.
Okay.
It's actually going to be Xin Zhao. Now, there has been a very odd build. With the new Rage Blade, it gives magic damage attack, which scales with both AD and AP. So what you do is you go Rage Blade, Hectech Gunblade, Devour, and you do so much damage, you just go full magic damage on your autos. And here's what we talked about, the Lee Sin is being hovered over.
Good shout there, the Lee Sin is most likely looking like it's going to come out of Magnetic Bull here. I liked the Misfortune hover actually. I've been playing quite a bit of Misfortune since the ADC change, and I think she's very strong actually. I think she's one of the sleeper OP AD carries, not quite talked about so much as your Caitlyn's or your Graves, but I do think she is very strong right now. I think that new passive of hers, the Love Tap, is very, very good. And it looks like we will see her. Yes, we will. Okay.
Oh, no Lee Sin.
Yep, and the Lee Sin. So it's a shame the Janna couldn't go with the MF, because I think that's a really strong combo in lane, because you've got the poke with MF's double hit, the Q, and if you get the shield timing right on that, it can do massive damage, especially if you get it to crit.
We can see how Tryndamere has gone Ignite. After the new TP nerf, Assassin, high damage top laners don't actually need to have TP anymore. With the new passive, which with the new mastery that gives 15% heal, with crit, Tryndamere is very strong this patch.
Yeah, and I think that honestly, teleporting the top lane is sometimes a bit of a waste of time, because if you teleport to the bottom lane to make a play, given that the new turrets are so weak, you're just going to lose your turrets straight away, and the other, especially if you're against another AD top laner like Fiora. So if Fiora TPs away to help the fight in the bot lane, sure, maybe they win the fight, but Tryndamere will be able to guarantee taking that turret because they're just so weak right now. However, despite that, the Kassadin has been locked in along with the Ashe and is hovering teleport, which I assume will be for the mid lane, unless we're going to see some kind of wacky Tryndamere mid Kassadin top combo, but I doubt it. Haven't actually seen much of Ashe on the new ADC patches. She's not been one of the more hyped up ones, and there is the Blitzcrank hover. That would be certainly an Ashe counter pick, I think.
Well, having a look, he does have a lot of games played on Blitzcrank. This probably will be a Blitzcrank picker, but I'll be surprised if he doesn't actually pick him. Yeah,
locked in. So yeah, I think that the Ashe's lack of mobility does make Blitzcrank a very strong pick against her, although the Janna for the disengage might help Ashe out a little bit, but it is hard to disengage against a Blitzcrank hook, so...
Blue team have gone for more of a team which is filled with champions that are all good in this patch. But purple team have gone for more of OPs and picks that they're comfortable on.
Yes, so definitely got the Blitzcrank and the Anivia as comfort picks on the
Yeah.
purple side. I don't know about the Misfortune and the Lee Sin and the Fiora, but they may well be as well. But either way, those three champions are certainly much stronger than your average champion right now, particularly I think the Misfortune, and considering the early game prevalence in games right now, I think the Lee Sin too. Yeah, on the other side, I'm not sure about the Ashe pick, to be honest, especially now that the Blitzcrank has been locked in, but I suppose we shall see.
I'm just guessing that Misfortune isn't gonna do too well. Misfortune does not actually play a lot.
Right, okay.
The top three champions are Yasuo, Fiora, and Lee Sin, who
Right,
are
okay.
very similar to Misfortune.
Right, no, yes, certainly there's one very noticeable difference between those three champions and Misfortune, given that she is a range champion and they are not. At least they're all AD champions, so I suppose that's something. And in actual fact, she'd be very comfortable on two of the champions that her teammates are playing. So maybe there'll be a bit of backseat playing or something like that.
They should have an early game advantage there. Ashe really needs her ult to be useful, and Janna is pretty strong lane, but with a Blitzcrank, it's gonna be very odd for Janna. Yeah.
Blitzcrank and Lee Sin together. I mean, both of those champions are very strong early game. Blitzcrank can be strong throughout the game, depending on how many hooks land, basically. Meanwhile, the Lee Sin, just absolutely the epitome of an early game champion. So, yeah, the purple team will be looking to make plays in the early. However, it will take quite a while for the Anivia to scale up, I believe. So that might be something they have to look to instead. And the Xinjiao build you mentioned, that will take a while to scale up as well, I imagine, because if you probably... Well, I suppose once you get the Guinsus, it's already getting pretty good, but I suppose if you want all of those items to really hit the maximum potential, that will take a while as well.
Well, Tryndamere is gonna actually be a problem for the purple team. They other than Anivia, they don't really have too much wave clear. Yeah. And Tryndamere is gonna split push quite a bit.
Though the Fiora would be, I think, possibly a better champion than most. Correct me if I'm wrong, but better champion than most at dueling Tryndamere and being able to stop him split pushing on her own, as opposed to other champs which would just get kind of melted by him if they went anywhere near him. So
yeah, I'm expecting the Lee Sin to gank a lot early, probably going to focus mid lane before Cassidy gets his ult up, where he can probably never gank mid because of that.
Yeah.
Tryndamere as well, if he doesn't gank before 6, Tryndamere's just going to get his ult up, and Lee Sin's ganks are only going to be able to focus on the bot lane, which they also have a very good disengage with the Ashe ult and the Janna ult.
Yes, but the pre-6 ganks on the bot lane is something I'll be looking for, because Janna Q, if well placed, will be very, very good for peel, obviously. But she can probably only peel either the Lee Sin or the Blitzcrank away from the Ashe, and Ashe before level 6 is absolutely a sitting duck.
Well, we are now loading into the game.
Yes, we are, indeed.
What is your prediction on the game? Who's going to win?
I think that Tryndamere, being such a strong champion right now, I think that if they play the Tryndamere right, I think that blue team will have this.
Well, I don't know. Lee Sin is very good this patch. So
true. If the purple team stomp the early game as hard as they seem like they're looking to, then I think obviously it could go completely in the other direction. It's pretty much dependent on whether or not purple team get enough of a snowball early on.
If they don't, they're gonna get dominated by the mid game. Yeah, Tryndamere, Cassidy, and Xinjiao.
The split pushing of the Tryndamere and the disengage of the Janna, meaning they can't. Well, it'll be a lot harder for them to engage, and Xinjiao disengage as well. Actually, it'll be a lot harder for them to engage on the 4-man team, and say they're in the mid lane and Tryndamere split pushing in the top lane. They're not going to be able to take advantage of the man advantage, because Janna and Xinjiao will just peel, and Ash even will just peel away, and Kassadin can Rift Walk away. So it'll be very hard for them to engage fights despite their Blitzcrank. So that does make up for it somewhat, but yeah, we'll have to see how it plays out, really.
It does look like blue team do have a better team fighting. They don't really have as much AoE, but they can lock down targets very easily.
Yeah.
And with their high disengage, they can just pick people off and then disengage after, and then maybe get a dragon or another objective.
Yeah, I think Xinjiao and Janna as well, particularly, will be very good at stopping the Misfortune. And here we are in the game, and everyone's done loading in.
Now, what I'm wondering is, what jungling item is Xinjiao gonna go for?
Yeah, I think I do think the green smite, the new green smite or the green item is very strong right now because of the wards it gives, but Xinjiao is not really that supportive style of jungler, so red smite or blue smite, any of them would really work pretty well for Xinjiao, I think. I'd be expecting the red smite, I think.
And Xinjiao has gone for the Hunter's Machete over the Talisman.
Yes.
The Talisman, well, it gives mana regen and extra XP, but Xinjiao isn't really mana hungry early, so Hunter's Machete just gives him extra sustain.
Yeah, I think the item starts here are pretty much as you'd expect. You got the 2 Doran's Blades in the top lane. Nice and aggressive, and they might be looking to see if they can find a Blitzcrank pool here, but they're going to go straight onto the ward, and that will be the end of that plan, I'm sure. It's only a 2-man invade anyway. Misfortune stepping forward a little bit there, but I think she's just going to stand back. Oh, they're just going to do a little bit of taunting there in the enemy tri-brush.
Do they know W? Oh, it's a BM coming out there from Blitzcrank. This is very risky. They don't really have too much vision of where the blue team could be. But we see that Fiora is not going to start a camp at level 1.
No, nor is Tryndamere actually, I don't think. Unless they're going to do some double jungling, which they might do. Otherwise, it's just Tryndamere giving them a leash near the top lane.
So Xinjiao's actually strong top side.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why he might not have gone Talisman, since he's going to get the blue buff.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, looks like Tryndamere was just leeching his up to the top lane now, and here he goes, and it's not the best Vital start for Fiora there, unfortunate really. Yeah, it looks like everyone's just going to be farming up, the usual sort of thing. Ash and Janna pushing in, and there's going to be a duel in the top lane actually, and the crits are already coming out, and some pretty big crits from the Tryndamere straight away, and another very unfortunate Vital spawn onto him there. Apart from that trade though,
oh my god. Those crits.
They are Tryndamere, very strong champion right now, I maintain. Not so much kind of Vital, but they've hit the level 2.
I actually expect Kassadin to be able to do a bit better than Anivia in lane, since he can just give her a tiny little
and the crit's coming out, and he flashes away with the flash ignite, and the ignite already proves its worth, and Tryndamere takes down first blood within 3 minutes of the game start.
My game's delayed.
Oh, it is? Oh. Oh, but in the bot lane here, there's been a hook that's landed, and the ignite's come out as well, but Janna is going to disengage here, but the Misfortune is going to chase onto it, but Ash is getting damage back down to the Misfortune, she takes her down, and they're going to be able to turn this around, but Blitzcrank could get the double kill, but the keel comes out, and now they're going to slow him, and they're going to knock him up, and they're going to chase him down, and the flash comes out, and there's another fight in the mid lane, and the gank, and Anivia goes down. This is an insane start
This is a bloodbath
to this game. Already 4 kills to 0 on the side of the blue team, and the purple team with their insane early game already going down 4 kills. That does not bode well for them.
This is not going to be a good game for the purple team. This is they're going to snowball extremely hard. Every single person except Kassadin, who really just wants to farm up early, has got a kill.
Yeah. Yes.
Exactly. So this is going to be very hard for
And yeah, and Cassin, the only one without the kills so far. And they're going aggressive back in the bot lane again here. And Lee Sin's gonna, he's gonna make a move on the red buff here. He steals away the red buff, and is he gonna be able to take down Xin Zhao? He's gonna not get the knockup, but he's not gonna get out of there. And Lee Sin gets a retribution kill for his team, but it's still 4 kills to 1, and there's still a 2k gold lead for the blue team. Cassin aggressing onto Lee though after that invade, but Lee's just gonna ward hop away from that one. He will be okay. Tryndamere pushing the lane in and getting the level advantage on the Fury. He dashes in, but it's a lovely riposte there, and the crit won't come out as she blocks any damage that could have been on its way there from the Tryndamere.
Well, Tryndamere doesn't seem to have much crit in his runes, if he has any, which is a bit odd for a Tryndamere player. You would expect at least 5%.
But then again, he can still get the crits without it, as we've been seeing. There's pretty huge crits coming out early on already. 200 damage on the minions, so 217 in fact. There's been some trades in the middle lane, and it looks like it's a pretty even thing. Oh, and there's another fight going on in the top lane.
Look at the CS advantage for Kassadin.
Yeah, that is huge actually. Yeah, the trades have been pretty even, but the CS for Kassadin has huge advantage there. Both junglers going for the green smite actually with the wards. I think the ward strength, and Blitzcrank is going to go aggressive in the middle lane. He doesn't quite land the hook, and Kassadin can get out of it there. But 4 of the red team's members are converging on the mid lane here. This gives the blue team a free push in the bottom lane, and they're not seeming to do much there. Oh, and Xin Zhao goes back onto the Misfortune. Thought she's got a pick onto the Xin Zhao. He's chasing her down, but the Blitzcrank knock up in the Anivia wall, and they're going to peel away. The Janna comes in now and knocks up Blitzcrank, and Anivia goes down to the Lee Sin. to the Xin Zhao, pardon me. So another kill coming out for the blue team, and now there might be another. No, okay, no. Just a little bit of poke coming in there from the Tryndamere.
Wow, this is 6 kills in 6 minutes.
Yes, 6 kills in 6 minutes. A crazy start to the game.
MF
he's going to
force
very
close to dying as well.
Yeah, and the CS advantage in the bot lane is huge as well there for the blue team, and in the top lane, every single lane there's just a huge CS advantage. The jungle, not so much, only 3, but still there, and 3 for the support.
They're 3k gold ahead.
Yeah, 3k gold ahead so early on it's pretty ridiculous, really, and it definitely does not bode well for the Pearl team. It's going to take a hell of a comeback already at this point to really make up for it. They're going to have to really abuse the Lee Sin's early game, as he is the only one with the kill, and he's going to be needing to get a lot of ganks down and hopefully giving the kills over to his teammates rather than to himself.
Well, the Tracker's Knife is actually more gold efficient on Lee Sin over Xin Zhao, since Lee Sin really needs the wards for combo. So now he doesn't have to give up an item slot for, say, Sightstone.
Yeah.
And what else is surprising is he's gone for the refillable potion. So is he going to sell that later, or is he going to upgrade it?
That is particularly interesting, actually, because he didn't start the refillable potion, so he's gone back and bought that at some point, which I haven't seen happening particularly. But, there's a little bit of poke going on in the bottom lane. Misfortune poking with E, and the hook doesn't quite land onto the Janna, and she gets a lovely howling, lovely tornado to knock the Blitzcrank up and disengage any possible fight that would have been happening. Ash is going a little bit aggressive here. He's going to get the knock up, but was it worth it? He took a lot of damage getting towards the Ash, but they're going to need to get out of that one just fine. There's a trade going on in the middle lane, and it heavily in favor of the Cassadin here. He's already got the 2 level advantages. There's a 1 level advantage in the top lane, and the CS advantages are just so huge. This game is very quickly spiraling out of control. Oh, it is?
Yeah, I think you need to go back a bit. Look
Should
at
I
the stream.
pause and then?
Yeah. Try and get to about 8:10. That's what the streams are.
8:10. Okay, sorry. This is
I'm just
interesting.
hearing you, and then I'm seeing it a few seconds after.
Okay.
That Lee Sin Q, probably trying to predict the ult.
Okay, let's see if I can. What time should I be at now?
8:30.
8:30. Okay. Right.
Oh, what? What happened top lane? It looks like Fuel tried to 1v1 the Tryndamere, She didn't manage to proc her ult off, and Tryndamere managed to just get a free kill. And it's
Wow.
happened mid as well. Xin Zhao wasn't even needed. This game is... Wow, 8 kills in 9 minutes. They are 4k gold ahead.
Right,
What's
yeah,
happening?
that's
Oh my
huge differences
God.
here. I'm just trying to get this thing sorted out.
Yeah, I seem to be a bit heavy as well now. Lee Sin, oh my god, going so low.
Can you give me another time real quick? Sorry.
I don't even know where we're at anymore.
Right, okay. Apologies for these rather confusing technical difficulties.
So, blue team do actually pick up Dragon for free. There was no actually contest.
Mm-hmm. What point are you at? At least we can be at the
10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay.
Yeah, just skip to live. See what that does.
It's alive, okay. So,
You're at 10:15, right?
10:15 currently, yes.
Yeah.
10:16, 10:17.
Okay, so Cassidy take the blue here.
Yep, definitely taking the blue, indeed.
Wow,
Wonderful.
Tryndamere already has his shiv. This.
Yeah, the shiv, and now the crits are really coming out. And Blitzcrank's going to make an aggressive move into the bot lane, but
no,
it's
he
just going to
walked across.
just going to overdrive past. But the turret goes down in the top lane, and now the Lee Sin's there to block off though, and the grand
TP
challenge
coming
comes out, and the kick. He's very low.
Oh, the
But he's
Tryndamere,
going to go
oh,
onto
no,
Anivia
he's
here,
gonna
and
get out,
Anivia
Anivia
has trapped
trapped
herself with
herself.
the wall. Absolutely insane, and the Cassidy picks up a double kill here. And Lee Sin's going to manage to hop his way out of this one.
But
Or
Cassidy
is he the
isn't
Cassidy?
giving up, he's still going in.
He's still going in. He's still going. He's gonna take him down here. I think he just needs the null sphere to come out, and he does it. That is another 3 for 0 in the top lane there for the blue team.
I'm gonna make another bet. If you watch the games on Sunday, you will know that I made a bet. If red team win this game, well, I don't know. I'm gonna ask the chat. What should I do if red team win? Because this is not looking good for them.
No. The flash auto from Ashe, and she picks up another kill here. 12 kills to 1. A 9k gold lead. Absolutely sublime play from the blue team. Red team's turret has been destroyed for the 2nd time in the game. Oh no, 3rd time in the game, pardon me. 2 turrets in the top lane. That is the power of the pushing that Tryndamere brings to the team.
And if you come to the bot lane and he has been called, but he's not giving up.
No,
Janna has exhausted him.
the exhaust of
Blitzcrank
that, and
comes
the
in.
wall is beautiful and the hook is wonderful. And they're going to pick up a kill there, but it doesn't seem like it's really going to make much of a difference to the outcome of this game at this point. But it's good that they're still going at it, still giving them what for. Fiora going to push the top lane out here. She's going to meet Tryndamere in a moment, and if she's not careful, Tryndamere will just dash in and solo kill here. He's being a bit more
Cassidy doesn't
respectful
even
than that.
care. Cassidy's just taking his raptors, and Lee Sin is so scared to go in his own jungle.
Yeah, and Cassian's actually rotating towards Lee Sin, and he sees Lee Sin here, and he's gonna go for the kill here, as Lee Sin just tried to kill, and the ult has to come out from Lee, and Cassian is gonna just, the hook lands, and the punch lands, and there's nothing else to follow it up, and Blitzcrank is just laughing now, and the ult comes out. The shield is there
really
to save
nice
him, hopefully,
ball
in the lovely Q from Anivia. Oh, but he's still going, he still takes down the Cassidy. I mean, the Blitzcrank, and Cassidy's going to pick up a double kill here. Fiora trying to trade onto the team, and meanwhile in the bottom lane, even more pain coming out of this Ashe onto the Misfortune, and she gets taken down again here.
Wow, it does look like we picked the right team to win.
Yeah, I mean...
This is very dominating.
Yeah. They are just dominating at all parts of map though. I mean, Michael was... Blue team would win, but it would be if they used the Tryndamere right. That is pretty much irrelevant at this point, because almost no matter what they do, they're probably going to win this one now. And it's the Cassidy, the perhaps least early game of all their champions is getting all of the kills.
And what we were talking about before, it looks like Lee Sin has upgraded the refillable potion and has upgraded it into potion. And Ash just picks up another kill bot.
Yeah, another kill. The the Misfortune going down once again here. 0-4-0 now on that Misfortune. I think Misfortune's a very strong champion, but when you're 0-4-0, no one's a strong champion.
When you play Yasuo, Lee Sin, and Fiora, you're not gonna do too well, are you?
Yeah, forced onto a role that was not the main role of this Misfortune, and well,
so for 5, too good.
And Tryndamere once again going aggressive. He flashes in, forces the flash out of Fiora as well. She's gonna get out of that one, but blue team are now setting up for a push here in the middle lane. The Anivia wave clearing the best she can, which is still very good actually. Anivia's wave clear. No,
Cassidy!
That is just ridiculous how bold he's feeling there, and he almost takes down the Misfortune just getting out in time, despite the Blitzcrank silence and the wall.
He dove 4 people with an
and they go
my
and they pop the
God.
Anivia head, and Ash is going to take that down now. And Fiora and Blitzcrank are both there, and they're going to try and take down Tryndamere, but if he turned on them, I think he could pick up a kill. Oh, and another kill for Kassadin here, the flash onto the Misfortune. She goes down again. This Kassadin, 7-0-3 now, Ash 6-0-1. Just ridiculous scorelines here, and there is really no way Purple Team is going to come back from this one.
Yeah, Kassadin has really reached his power spike. He has got the Rod of Ages with a Sheen, and he has upgraded that now into a Lich Bane. Now, Sheen did get a tiny bit of a nerf, but that shouldn't really make too much of a difference to his overall damage. And the blue team just pick up the Rift Herald, give it to Tryndamere.
Yeah,
and he's going to continue splitting top with that upgraded minions.
Yeah, and that will be basically unstoppable unless they send multiple people. I mentioned how I thought the Fiora might be able to handle him, but when you're an 0-3 Fiora against a pretty fed Tryndamere here with 141 farm at 16 minutes and 2 kills and 2 assists, I don't think there's anyone who can stop him.
Unless Xin Zhao is going for a Bilgewater Cutlass, my build dreams are over. I wanted him to go Rageblade, but it doesn't look like he is.
No, yeah, it doesn't look like that's what's going to be happening here. The 2 longswords, not usually conducive with the Guinsoo's Rageblade. And they pick up a dragon, that is the second one of the game, but something tells me this game won't be going all the way to 5 dragons, so it's not the most important right now. And the Bork comes out from Tryndamere, and he's going to go aggressive again. He's going to dive the Fiora. The Riposte comes out, and Blitzcrank there to peel, and he hooks him away. That's a wonderful hook there from the Blitzcrank. And he's actually possibly going to take him down. And he does it! The Ignite taking him down there. I said no one would be able to stop Tryndamere, but clearly I was wrong. I think a bit cocky on the part of the Tryndamere there, going for that dive against both the Blitzcrank and the Fiora. It was a lovely riposte that did come out there. Oh, but Kassadin once again assassinating Misfortune.
And he's back out.
And just back out again. The cooldown he's getting from the boots and that Lich Bane, and just the damage, the sheer damage that he has, burst anyone at this point, really.
He's 3 levels ahead of Anivia, 4 levels ahead of the bot lane. The only one who isn't really too far behind in XP compared to Kassadin is Fiora.
Yeah, Fiora, but then still a level behind, and I mean, you can only be so useful, and then you see they're still getting absolutely chunked out by the Kassadin. The flashes forced Xin Zhao comes back in, a wonderful riposte to block the knockup, but it's not going to matter because Kassadin's AoE damage is just insane. The ult from Misfortune, she almost takes down Janna, but Janna makes it out and Kassadin picks up a triple kill here.
Pentakill, let's go,
This could be a pentakill if they kept going. He's going for it, he knows he wants it. It's the quadra-kill. Lee Sin takes down Janna in the background, the Ash ult comes out. This is going to be the pentakill, surely. And Ash takes the pentakill! Takes the pentakill as the Null Sphere was travelling towards it. That is just... Ash is trolling.
Oh, that is... I think blue team should surrender.
Blue team surrender. That would be a beautiful moment if the blue team surrendered as a result of this. But
Wow.
nevertheless, though, it is the ace they get. Not quite a clean ace, trying to go down, but Xin Zhao staying too long. Ash probably staying too long as well if the Blitzcrank can get another speed up and a hook on here. But she might be able to get out there with the slows she gets from her volley, and she does.
I believe in Fiora. That one kill is gonna help us scale to carry the game.
Yes, definitely there. Purple team certainly, definitely up with the charts now, so.
Yeah, my dream of Xin Zhao has been broken.
Yeah, officially broken here with the Blade of the Ruin King picked up. I mean, Guinsoo just seems so strong right now that anyone who could possibly build it really should. It seems to me, but oh, and Cassidy going in again, looking to assassinate the Misfortune. She flashes out and she avoids the Riftwalk, and now Captain is in too deep, and he Riftwalks away from the Blitzcrank hook, but the wall is well placed, but he just turns it around, turns the damage back on, and Nivea's going to take it down, but she almost gets taken down herself. That was almost a double kill in that 1v4 there from Cassidy. I suppose a 2v4 with the help from Fiora, but, I mean, from Janna, sorry, but still, absolutely insane damage coming out of this 13, 1, and 3 Cassidon.
Well, what
and now
I was saying about
stuck between a rock and a hard blade or a Janna and a Trinity, and he slams him, smacks him on the head with the grip. And this looks like that's a DC, I think. There, just unfortunate there for the Misfortune. Another death down there.
Oh, she doesn't really care. She's probably worth 50 gold.
Yeah. But she would have been nice to help try and defend this turret. And is Xin Zhao going to get? He is going to get taken down by the turret, and that they do get the turret. They're probably worth it, though the execute obviously not ideal. They're going to take down the inhibitor as well. Oh no, maybe not. Anivia is here now, and the wall does block from Trinity, but only for a moment. He dashed away from that one.
Oh. Now, what I was saying about Xin Zhao going Cutlass, I wasn't wrong, but he built it into the O'Brien. I wanted him to build a Hector Gunblade, but he didn't let his dreams be dreams.
He certainly did not. The Ash Arrow comes out, and they're going to get a pick on the ult coming out from Misfortune, hitting almost nobody. The Flash Ignite, and they're taken down, and now the Egg Nivea comes out, and it's another triple kill for the Cassidy here. Not going to be a pentakill this time. Tryndamere did get the other kill with the Flash Ignite, but this might be game over here.
Go on, Lee Sin, you can do it.
Oh, Cassidy going aggressive onto Lee. Lee kicks Tryndamere back onto the fountain and takes him down. The insect coming out there, but Cassidy just gets another kill from it. Perhaps they might not be able to end here still. The hook, and they hook Cassidy, and Blitzcrank hooks and knocks up Cassidy. Blitzcrank certainly the MVP of his team in this game, I'd say, being able to take down the Tryndamere and the Cassidy there. But even now, the blue team is still able to fight and win the, well, perhaps not win these fights, but come close to it, certainly. They're staying in the base. The hook comes out from Blitzcrank, the knockup, and they're going to shut the Ash down. But Xin Zhao is here to shut down the Fiora, and he's going to keep going here. But that's not going to work out for him. A turret dive under the Nexus turret, and purple team gets the ace.
Come on, red team, redeem yourself. You're nearly 10, you're 20k behind. 2 dragons and you haven't had a single tower. If you just get 1 tower...
If they get 1 tower, I think that's a moral victory for the purple team at this point.
Yeah.
I would say. Certainly.
Can I type to them in the chat?
I think I think one more push here from the blue team will end this. So they might go for Baron before it, but honestly, it doesn't look like they need it. If they just be a little less cocky when they get into the base there and just focus the turret down, then really they should just be able to end it out very easily.
Do you think red team are gonna try and contest the dragon, or are they too scared for it? MF dead.
I don't think it's worth it to text track. And I mean, yeah, well, they're certainly not going to now. Cassidy, he's going on towards Lee Sin. He might pick up a second kill here, and he does. That's the shutdown. Without the smite, I'm going to say they're certainly not going to be able to do it. Oh, and the arrow comes out, the double stun in the bot lane, and the wall comes out to block Ash. But meanwhile, Cassidy is still going on towards this Blitzcrank. And Is he gonna survive? No, he's not. Blitzcrank picks up another kill for his team. This Blitzcrank, the real carry of his team, as the stun doesn't land from Anivia. She gets taken down by Ashe, and they're two-manning Baron Nashor with the Tryndamere, and they change out, and they take it down. Just everything that could have gone right this game for blue team has done, and the 20 kills onto Kassadin, 10 kills on Ashe.
Emma's dying to the minions.
And having some trouble clearing the minions, then knocking it. the flash, audacious charge, and
oh god,
everything just Xinjiao. He knows he can be this aggressive, and he knows it will be safe. And that melts Anivia, absolutely, completely melted. And they're going to surely take down the next. There's going to be a little bit of fountain dive antics, but that will be the game in favor of the blue team here.
Yeah, that was a very
Tryndamere, the Kassadin, the Ashe coming out very strong, particularly 20 kills onto Grerith on the Kassadin there.
Well, even if he wasn't fed, it probably still would have been very hard for the purple team to win. They didn't really use Lee Sin effectively for the early game, and they ended up losing early anyway. And Blitzcrank really missed out on quite a few vital hooks, which may have given their bot lane an early lead. But the blue team did really play it extremely well.
Yeah, they did. I think particularly obviously the performance of Grerith on that Kassadin, but missing you on the Ashe as well was certainly very strong, as you saw, completely 100 to 0ing the Anivia there with the Rangers focus, and just a very dominating. Pardon?
Who didn't he 100 to 0?
Yeah, really, yeah. Just well, very well played by the blue team to come up with a very, very convincing win there.
Yeah. Not only did Kassadin do very well, but we really completely forgotten about the Ashe, who actually went 12-1. She got an IE, a Shiv, and a Runins. So now that Runins Hurricane can crit on the other autos, it's really good for wave clear and just multiple shredding.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Ashe build was... I think if you can get 2 crit attack speed items on AD carries, if your team is far enough ahead to do it, I think it is really strong. But if their team hadn't been quite so far ahead, she might have been punished by the lack of early damage that comes from building that. But it didn't really seem to matter.
Only...
Yep,
the red team only got 1 complete item on everyone.
Wow. Wow.
None of them got more than 2 fully completed items.
Yeah, that really does go to show just how dominant the blue team were. And you were saying about how we failed to really pick up on the 12-1 Ashe. In any other game, 12-1 Ashe would be the absolute superstar of the game. But when there's a 20 kill Kassadin coming out in what wasn't a particularly long game, then it's just hard to focus on anything else, really.
Fiora did actually go for an MR item, which really did not help too much. Kassadin was just able to one-shot anyone, and really Fiora did manage to pick up a few kills late game, but it was actually too late by that point.
Yeah.
MF really didn't perform too well.
No, yeah, there was obviously not an ideal performance, obviously not on her main champions there, not on the main role either, so that is going to make it a lot, very difficult against the, I think the Ashe Diamond, I believe I saw a Diamond border, and I mean, I think that really did show Ashe did play very well. Yeah, no, there you go, there is a slight discrepancy perhaps in the tiers, so we shouldn't be too harsh on MF.
So I think we might go into another game. I'm not completely sure.
Okay. Should we check to see whether we've been going at roughly the right time for the stream? Should we try and get that sorted?
I think if we just click live, we'll be done.
Okay.
Right. I'm not sure if... Wait, I need to check the viewers. He's actually not Yeah, he's not here. Never mind.
Okay, right.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, so that certainly wraps up that game. A very, very dominating performance once again from the blue team there, and a very, very convincing win.
So we're gonna go on to game 2 now. So we will talk to you later.
Mm-hmm. See you then.
We are
Hello.
now-
Hi.
We are now into our second game in the in-house games. I'm definitely expecting a Cassidy ban by the blue team.
Certainly, and the Tryndamere ban very quickly. I'm not surprised by that one either myself. Certainly a very strong pick in the last one. The Tom Kench ban coming out again here. Again, not particularly surprising, just a very all-round strong and quite annoying champion. Graves ban again, very much a flavor of the month OP ban here.
Now, do you think purple team might ban Cassidy, even though they have the Cassidy Lord himself on their team, just to meddle with the blue team side?
It's possible, but I don't think that they will, because even if the blue team pick it away, Cassidy, in theory, isn't that strong of a pick right now. I mean, Grerith obviously used it to absolutely magnificent effect, but I don't think that it's a strong enough pick to ban unless you're targeting it. So I don't think they have to worry about someone on the blue team picking it up, unless there's a Cassidy main on the blue team.
Well, we do know Miyomo does main Anivia, so his last pick, will they give him mid lane? Or
A
will
Sona
purple
ban,
team...
that is interesting.
Maybe someone mains Sona.
I assume they must do, if there is such a thing. Yeah, no, I assume that must be what that is, because
No one does.
Not flavor of the month, right? No one does.
Nope.
Maybe they just didn't. Maybe they wanted to leave as many champions open on the table as they wanted to, and didn't want to fail to ban. And there is the Anivia ban aimed at Miyomo, and instantly here the Shyvana pickup. That's currently hovering exhaust smite. If they stay with that, then that would be quite cheesy.
I think this Sona might be a counter to a champion the blue team are going to pick. That would be the only reasonable explanation.
But even then, people don't really pick Sona.
Now, Extreme Chicken is a very good Irelia player.
Okay, and the Irelia has been left open, and it goes away to him there.
He he does main top lane. I'm expecting him to go there. Missing you.
Ooh, Vayne here.
Now Vayne is pretty good against Thresh. She can just dodge the hook with Q every time, but I wouldn't be surprised if they switched it for Draven.
For Draven?
Draven can speed himself up and dodge the hook, and he actually has 223k points on Draven.
Right, okay. Well, I mean, if on either Ashe or on another Vayne or Draven, pardon me, if he does what he did early game on the Ashe pick, there will be an unstoppable snowball in the bottom lane here for Missing You.
Will you switch your last second?
Doesn't look like it, no. It's going to be locked in. The
Vayne Lee Sin again.
Lee Sin instantly locked in there as well. Yasuo, interestingly, hovering cleanse right now.
I think it could be he's thinking Irelia might be going mid lane, so going cleanse to get rid of the Irelia stuff.
Okay. And Irelia is, like Xinjiao in theory was, even though we didn't get to see it, is, yes, exactly, a Rage Blade user, so that will be very scary, I imagine. I haven't actually seen it in action, but I've heard stories, heard tales of just how scary that is, the Irelia with the Rage Blade.
No, a melee champion stacks up Rage Blade twice as quick as a ranged one, but Irelia's Q counts as an auto, so you can stack it up extremely quick with the Q.
Right, okay. This is...
Is that Yasuo jungle? Lee Sin mid?
I imagine they're probably gonna swap champions. I can't imagine it's the Lee Sin mid, Cassidy jungle. I think that's a Lee Sin, I think, because Grerith is playing mid, I assume. Which would mean currently they're hovering Ashe mid, so I don't think that's what that's gonna be, that the Ashe has been locked in. The Blitzcrank locked in once again here, another Blitzcrank and an Orianna, so that won't be a mid lane Irelia, certainly, that will be Irelia in the top lane with Orianna there in the mid lane, a relatively safe pick against Yasuo.
Look how aggressive blue team are looking to go, 3 ignites and an exhaust.
Ignites and exhaust. That is That is certainly very, very aggressive. We saw a Blitzcrank last game, even though on the losing side, using the Ignite very well, actually, picking up several kills there on turret diving champions. And there is the Jax, another Rageblade user, and
so
another
this
split pusher.
This has got to be a switch by Yasuo Lee Sin.
Yeah, Yasuo Lee Sin will switch.
Unless Frog and Wannabe.
Interestingly, no one's hovering heal right now. So
Vayne is.
Well, I mean on the purple team rather. So there's no heals there. So unless one switches, which of course they could well do, this will be an Ignite.
Rumble.
It is Rumble. That is a less strong pick right now than the Jax, certainly. But
Well, nothing actually happened to him. It's just people don't tend to pick him because they're other champions. But he's probably going to stick with the TP. He can actually use it a bit more effectively because he can use his ult very well for dragon fights.
Right.
So I'm not expecting him to TP to lane too much if he's going to use it effectively.
Right, okay. And Grerith looks like is going to be playing the Ashe this game, so that will be
With
Grerith
Ignite.
playing the AD carry with Ignite. You
Unless he
mentioned how
changes.
the blue team were looking very aggressive with their 3 Ignites, but an AD carry with Ignite also rather aggressive, I would say. Thresh, though, opting for the safer exhaust option. Oh,
no, they switched it right at the end.
a switch? The Yasuo on heal and the Ashe on Ignite.
Change your summoners. They forgot.
It looks that way. It does look that way. Well, I hope for them that's not the case, and this is some strategy.
Just that last second.
Oh yeah, last second. Very well done there. And in fact, 2 of the Ignites on the blue team were also removed during that time, so we got all excited for nothing.
I am confused. Kassadin went unpicked and banned.
Yeah, it was open for the purple team, but clearly he wanted to play Yasuo, so
I think they're
Yasuo
trying to
it
do a
is.
wombo combo. Lee Sin does work very well with Yasuo.
Oh, you can just
So-
imagine it. Ashe stunning a target, Lee Sin kicking them into several members of the team along the line
Of
the
Rumble.
Rumble ultimate, and then Yasuo ulting them on that. That would be, I don't know, you know what? Maybe Thresh throws down a box or something. I don't know, but but that would be the epitome of a wombo combo if they managed to pull that off. Unlikely to happen, but you know, you could get 1 or 2 components of it working in conjunction, at least certainly.
I think blue team are going to win top lane. Chicken has got a comfort pick and a comfort roll. Against someone who is at a lot lower level and doesn't seem to play Rumble too often.
Right.
But we never know. We can always get surprised.
Yeah, we could have an ult he plays on the
Fiora, Darius, Gangplank, and Jax, all pretty strong picks in this patch, have all gone.
And meanwhile, Sona had to be banned.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to be fair, Sona would work even better with the wombo combo that the purple team seemed to be looking for than Thresh would. So, if they had some perhaps inside information knowing the other team was going to go for that wombo combo, but I think that's unlikely. So I'm still not really sure about the Sona ban, but, you know,
I think
it is what it is.
Picked a Blitzcrank so they can pull in some early targets because Ashe doesn't have any mobility, but they didn't know Ashe was going to be picked. But anyway,
No.
they can pull in Ashe, which is going to be quite easy, and then Vayne can get a few kills.
Yeah.
And if you look at the blue team, they're very strong late game and mid game, while purple team have a bit of a mix.
Yeah, they do have a bit of a mix, but they do have the early power of the Lee Sin and somewhat of the Rumble when he hits his Haunting Guy's power spike as well.
I'm gonna have to say it, blue team 2-0.
Yeah, I'm thinking
have
blue
a very
team are going to
strong
win this as
team.
well. They do, and the Gwinsus and the Aurelia I have heard a lot of very frightening things about. The exhaust on Shyvana could be interesting if the Lee Sin attempts to counter jungle, or if she attempts to counter jungle the Lee Sin even. So that could be an interesting couple of fights in the jungle, and we're beginning to load up here.
Well, if Shyvana tried to invade the Lee Sin, if it goes wrong, or if Lee Sin invades Shyvana, she really doesn't have a very good escape. the exhaust will lower a lot of Lee Sin's damage and will make him a lot slower. But Lee Sin is just very good at sticking with people with his ward jump and his Q, and then being able to slow them with his E.
Yeah, I think most likely any fights that do break out in the jungle would go in favor of the Lee Sin, but the exhaust might be there to hopefully negate any of that.
Yeah, Yasuo has actually gone for Ignite, which isn't really what most people do. People actually usually go for exhaust, so when they ult, they can lower their armor a bit and slow them down. And Orianna is actually gonna Ignite as well, so she isn't very scared of the Yasuo. After just seeing him go and get 20 kills last game, she can try and duel him a bit.
Yeah, apparently try and duel him, yeah. But Orianna is something of a safe pick, certainly. But a safer pick than most, at least. But if she doesn't rush, or at least, well, maybe not rush, but get an early Zhonya's, or at least the Seeker's Arm Guard, then she will be very vulnerable to Yasuo, which we all know is a very strong pick right now, particularly with that critical strike mastery.
Now, something I've just realised, Blue Team have actually switched their triple Ignite to a TP and exhaust.
Yeah, a TP and an exhaust, so only one Ignite remaining on each team now, which is rather disappointing.
Maybe
from
that's
what we thought we were going to see.
Maybe that's why Orianna took it, because Yasuo, now with that new crit mastery, will regen a ton of health, and Ignite does actually lower healing.
It does, yes.
But Vayne could also go for the new Last Whisper upgrade, which procs grievous wounds.
It does. Oh, there's going to
be an invade.
There's going to be an invade, a 5-man Blitzcrank invade, a classic here.
They've walked right around the red team.
They've walked all the way around. They're not quite in range of the. Oh, but they are in range. And Ashe gets hooked in, and she's going to flash to all, but Blitzcrank also. But the lantern to juke them back out. That was an insane play. There, they're flashing over the wall. They all go for her, and they don't expect the level 1 lantern from Thresh. That does force the flash from Ashe, but it also forced Blitzcrank's flash and forced Thresh to start the lantern. But very well played to get out of what could have been a very sticky situation.
This actually worked out a bit better for the red team. If you have a look at the summoners, Shyvana burnt her Ignite and Blitz burnt everything, while Ashe only burnt the flash.
Yeah, the two exhausts both used there, the Shyvana's exhaust and the Blitzcrank's exhaust. So that's a lot of summons down. However, Ashe is having to lane here with very low health, and another hook lands from the Blitzcrank, but Ashe is going to put some damage back onto him. The level 1 lantern start coming just in handy there for the little extra shield for the Ashe. Yasuo already been putting the pain down a little bit as well onto the Orianna, who's stuck here on level 1.
That was something that a few champions can do is Irelia has upgraded the refillable potion extremely early.
Oh, and the hook lands here, and he's going to get the knock up, and she's very low health. The exhaust comes out, but it's not going to be enough, and it's already an early kill from Missing You. Sorry to interrupt you there, but Missing You, like I said, if he gets the early kills this game like he did on the Ashe last game on the Vayne, he's going to be an unstoppable snowballing machine, and he looks to be getting that way already with the early kill.
Yeah, as I was saying, the new flask is pretty good early. If you actually go for the corruption potion, which Irelia has, it gives a bit of extra damage over time, which means it can actually give you some extra damage. And
there's going to be another kill coming out of a Missing You, but he has gone a little deep, and he is going to go down to Magnetic Bull. And Magnetic Bull's going to chase the Blitzcrank down here, maybe trying to get a second kill. No, he's going to back off there. Probably wise in the end. But they trade 1 for 1. A few flashes burnt, but the Vayne does have 2 early kills, and that is scary.
Now, to completely go against what I was saying, this Rumble is actually doing pretty well against Irelia. When it went up to the top lane, we could see Irelia was half health, and well, she still is out farming.
Yeah, there is a significant farm differential there, but the trades seem to be going in favor of the Rumble even. So that's relatively well played there in the top lane by the Rumble.
Well, Aurelia still has 3 potions.
Yeah,
on
and
her
she's
stun.
going aggressive
Yeah,
now. She's doing
going
a
in.
lot of damage to the Rumble, but he's turning a lot of damage back onto her.
Oh,
the stun comes out and they're both so low.
Oh,
and
me.
meanwhile, an Ignite has come out of Yasuo in the mid lane onto Orianna. 3 people there from the red team in the mid lane onto Miyomo on that Orianna. But they're not going to be able to take her down, and not even come that close to it, to be honest. But in the bottom lane, Blitzcrank going aggressive onto the air, lands the hook, lands the punch up into the air, and they're going to take her down, surely, yes. Ashe goes down, missing you with another kill, and the lovely max range condemn into the wall. And they're going to keep going here, and Thresh is exhausted, and surely another kill from missing you. He makes it, does the kill, and now Lee Sin roaming to the bot lane, but both of his bot lanes have just died. He doesn't have much hope here. And the exhaust from Shyvana does come out. He's going to chase down, but he's going to manage to get away. Not quite enough damage there for the Shyvana. No collapse from the bot lane, who are focusing on the turret, and it just only 2 kills for the blue team, but still 2 kills for the blue team, and both of them on that Vayne. And we saw what missing you could do with a snowballing Ashe, and Vayne will snowball harder.
No, red team did actually have better vision, but now the blue team just completely cleared that. Look how aggressive Blitzcrank is playing. A nice dodge there as well.
Very far up, but using the overdrive to dodge out the Thresh hook. Very nice play. Could have been a very sticky situation for him, but he does make it out. And he's going to go for another hook, but that hook doesn't land. That's the first one I've seen not land this game. Onto the Ashe. I think almost all of them have actually hit the Ashe. I can think of one that hit Thresh, but Magnetic Bull just managing to avoid that one.
Now, if I was actually fresh before, with the overdrive change...
Oh, there's going to be a dive here in the middle lane, sorry.
Wow.
Absolutely deleted by the Yasuo, but Lee Sin's ganking the bot lane, and Blitzcrank gets flayed under turret and goes low. He dodges the Q, but he hooks in Ashe, and that's going to be his demise as she picks up the auto. A Lantern coming up, but meanwhile in the top lane, Aurelia ulting and all-inning the Rumble here. She's not going to have enough to take him down, but she is going to force him back to his turret and away from the farm.
I've completely forgotten what I was talking about.
Sorry.
I remember now, right. Overdrive now slows you after the speed up, so Fresh could have kept his hook for when Overdrive ended. It would have been a lot easier to
That would have been a lot easier to hit, and a very wise move, but lacked a little bit of foresight there, perhaps with not waiting for Overdrive to end. The gold lead is only 1.1k so far, and with that Lee Sin gank into the bot lane, using the Lee Sin power spike, the red team has picked up a couple more kills, and it's now 4 versus 3. Shyvana hanging around the top lane here. They're looking to dive the Rumble, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. There just isn't the wave there for them, and that trade didn't quite go as in favor of Aurelia as she might have hoped.
If we look at the jungle smite, we see Lee Sin's gone for the exact same smite.
Sorry, Aurelia going in again and forcing the flash from Rumble out of there, and that is really a very oppressive top lane now for Rumble. We said the early trades, the very early trades, were going in his favor, but obviously that's not a trend that's continued. And the flash from the very interesting flash does dodge the condemned stump, but will get hooked by Blitzcrank once again. Thresh hanging around the bottom lane, Lee Sin here as well, the 2-man play, but the Vayne has so much damage here, but in the middle... Okay, so Vayne chasing down the Lee Sin, she will pick up the kill. Yasuo trying to turn it back onto the blue team in the mid lane. Will he be able to get out of there? No, he's going to go in, and he's going to
get the kill.
Take down the Orianna with the Ignite. 3 people mid for the blue team. But Yasuo still picks up the kill. And they're going to keep going aggressive here in the bot lane. The exhaust comes out. He flashes towards the turret, but it's not going to do anything. Actually, the Blitzcrank picking up that kill instead of missing you, but missing you 6 kills, 1 assist. Probably won't be too worried about that little KS there.
Yeah, Ivana is actually going for the Devour, while Lee Sin is going for the Warrior, even though he is actually a bit behind. I actually think he might as well just go for this Cinderhulk. His team don't really have a proper tank, and he's really not going to do too well with the warrior anymore.
Yeah, and
It's
they
going to be a
have
bit pointless.
taken down the first turret of the game there in the bot lane, unsurprisingly, even though Vayne, possibly one of the worst ADCs at pushing turrets, still, when you've got that much free time in lane, because you just, your enemy bot lane is spending all their time dead, so you're gonna get the turrets.
Look at the CS difference.
The CS difference is enormous there, particularly in the bottom lane, but also in the top lane, and this is he's just absolutely 100-0 the Rumble there, just completely, just nothing he could have done about that one once he played that far up. And they're gonna go for a fight here in the mid lane. There's
still
three people on the red team, but he lands the hook through the lead, and the Ash ult comes out, and Lee's gonna burn down here. Yasuo exhausted, his damage isn't gonna come out, he's gonna get taken down, and that is a double kill for Shyvana, and Irelia picking one up as well. They're gonna head towards Dragon. No, they're not. They're going to focus the mid lane turret, and this will be their second turret of the game.
I actually have to talk about the Ash ult. It did actually seem very pointless, but it did delay their deaths a bit. They may be able to come up now for Dragon. I'm not sure if they want to. No, it's not going to be enough.
They're not going to get there in time. I don't think this is going to be a simple Dragon for the blue team here, and they're going to take it down. The Hawk shot comes out, so they get vision of it, but that doesn't matter anymore, seeing as you get the timer all the time anyway. So, pretty irrelevant. Blitzcrank going aggressive once again. He might take him down. He gets the silence down, but he's got no support. Orianna and Shyvana heading from the mid laning. When will the Q come out? He flashes away from the Q, and he tries to land the hook, he misses, but Lee, that's a very slow ward hop, but it's enough to get him out of it.
No, as we were saying about how the Tracker's knife does actually give you wards for you, he doesn't actually need the upgraded ward anymore, so he's gone straight for that sweeper's lens. Which,
that will help them a lot with their vision control, and they might be able to, red team might be able to take down this turret here. It looks like it's going to happen. Grerith going to take it down and take the lantern out of it.
Look at the blue vision in the jungle.
Ooh, there is a lot of very concentrated blue vision in that jungle and in the mid lane just behind where the outer turret used to be. But aside from that little area, there isn't much blue vision anywhere else. There's one ward in the top lane River Brush, but aside from that, red team... Oh, okay, no. Blitzcrank puts down a ward.
Look what Irelia's bought.
Irelia has... And there is the Grinsu's. The Grinsu's Rage Blade. That is... I'm very glad to see that, and I'm sure Rumble is not very glad to see that.
Look at that passive!
Yeah, it does... It's just the amount of damage it does is... It is a very, very strong item right now, and she's going to look to do... They're going to ult Blitzcrank here, and he's going to overdrive to try and get out of there. Shyvana with a beautiful 3-man ult would take that. The shockwave hits all three, and they're going to keep going, and that is 3 kills for the blue team. It looked oh so good. They looked like they were going to get the pick onto the Blitzcrank. The Yasuo ult and Thresh and Lee Sin, they thought they had an easy kill onto the support, but that Shyvana ulti over the wall into the Orianna ulti, both hitting all 3 people, just means that's just a one team fight. And we talked about red team's wombo combo, but clearly the blue team isn't lacking either.
Vayne is still 6-1. She hasn't had the kill once she'd come out of lane, and she has actually stopped CSing for a bit. If we look now, Ashe is not as far behind as she was before.
Not as far behind, but the double Dorans that the Ashe felt forced to go for in that lane will put her further behind as well. Vayne going for the, I imagine, going to be a rapid fire cannon. They're going to aggressively Blitzcrank, but he's just going to hook them and then they're going to get away. The hook does not land. But yeah, I think that's going to be a rapid fire. Oh no, the fight is now coming out here, and this looks much more advantageous for the red team. They're going to take down the Shyvana. They're going to look to chase down the Blitzcrank as well, but Irelia and Orianna might be able to collapse here for the blue team, and they're going to take the 3v4. Or are they? Irelia now stuck between a rock and a hard place. Perhaps should have got out early, but the Ashe is going to get hooked, and that's going to be surely a kill for Orianna or Blitzcrank here. The kick away, and she's going to survive there. Thresh going very low against this Irelia, but the tower dive is going to end up going down. Ash survives with a slither of health there. So close. Orianna, can she? She could get a double kill here. The ball doesn't land, and the hook, but the auto does. Of course it does. And she takes down. She does take the double kill. No matter how she missed her abilities, but it just didn't matter. And meanwhile, the whole time, Missing You has been chipping away at that mid lane inner turret, and it does go down as well. So blue team still very much in the lead here. I think our predictions before the game are looking like they're probably going to be coming through here with the 8.7k gold lead and the 10 kill lead, 3 turret lead, 4-1. At least purple team got a turret.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
And looks like Blitzcrank's gonna be caught out again. The Shyvana ult does come out there, and the damage is insane there. But Yasuo does get the kill, and Grerith flashes away there after taking down the Blitzcrank. He gets the pick he was looking for, but almost cost him his life once again.
Do you think he will get his 20 kills again?
Well, if he was on the winning team, I think certainly, but it's going to be a tall order when your team is currently 8k gold behind. Missing You picking up a red buff there, and the rapid fire cannon has come out. That is already a lot of attack speed onto that Vayne, and a lot of crit chance, and she's going to have the one very strong empowered auto with both the rapid fire cannon passive and the static shiv passive. So that's Vayne is now going to pack even more of a punch, but Thresh looks like he's been caught out. No, he's just going to smite him and run away as red team are going to collapse in behind the blue team. Yasuo going aggressive onto Orianna in the mid lane. The crits are coming out, and he almost dashes out of the shockwave, but he doesn't quite. And the Ashe ult whiffs past, but and Blitzcrank hooks him out and exhausts him, hooks him out of his ultimate, exhausts him. Run far too far forward now. She's going to be going out, trying to pick up a little bit of CS as she does so, but she's not even going to manage that as Shyvana takes her down. The very, very aggressive plays from Grerith. You feel like he really feels he has to try and carry this team, but he's going too aggressive in the efforts.
Now, if you have a look, he has actually gone for Mercury Treads. This will probably be to reduce the amount of CC they have on their team.
Yeah. I'd say that's a smart pickup. There is a lot of CC on the main team. That Crank Hook did not land. Perhaps he was trying to
Orianna
predict a
damage.
Flash. There is a lot of damage coming out of everyone on the blue team, really. The Shyvana damage has been huge as well. And I mean, we haven't seen the Vayne damage for quite a while, but I'm sure it is massive.
When she gets sated, when she Qs, it's gonna proc the magic damage twice, and it's gonna deal an insane amount of damage. Now, the Rageblade build is actually usable on Shyvana because the magic damage can proc twice with her Q being a double auto attack. Okay. And it also means that Rageblade will proc extremely quickly. So, you know, I was looking forward to maybe see Shyvana pick it up.
Doesn't look like it though. It seems that a lot of the players they haven't got the memo about just how strong Guinsoo's is right now. Aurelia though certainly has, and she has been taking advantage of that. Blitzcrank just gonna take down a ward here. Oh no, actually he's not gonna manage it, and he's gonna back in. That's quite a cocky place, and the hook isn't going to land. Very nearly it does land, but now blue team are going to push in the top wave. Blitzcrank rotating up. Vayne and Aurelia are both there. They're going to melt the turret if they get to it. Blitzcrank looking for a hook here. No, he's not going to go for it in the end. Or is he? No. He does in the end, but it was underwhelming to say the least.
He's still going to be very aggressive. Shyvana's in the back side.
And the shockwave lands on two. Shyvana ults both of them instantly. Rumble ults, and that is going to... Shyvana standing on the ult. She's going to go down to the turret there. She didn't notice the ult, clearly. Lee Sin dashing away. Yasuo trying to get some damage out. He goes in. He gets a huge ultimate, but it's not enough to take anyone down. Vayne is going to burn away, and she is going to go down. Yasuo still wreaking havoc. He shuts down the Orianna. He's going to get the Blitzcrank too. This is a triple kill. Is he going to get a quadra kill like he did last game?
Rageblade.
No, the Rageblade. The Rageblade Aurelia shuts him down. Ashe not able to offer much support. Almost zero mana, almost zero health. Rumble coming back out to try and defend the inhibitor turret, and he is going to manage it there. But that fight, 4 for 4, I believe. Very, very close one. Grerith really turning that for his team on the Yasuo. Really, really trying his hardest to keep this game within reach for the red team. But it is looking to be slipping away from them with the 12k gold lead now for the blue team.
Was it his knockup or was it someone else?
I'm honestly not certain. I would have to go back and check. It could have been his, it could have been a Lee Sin kick, or it could have been a Thresh Flay. I think it was his though, if memory serves. They're going to take down the Rift Herald here. The question is, who are they going to give it to? Probably
I think Irelia.
Irelia,
Oh,
yeah. Oh no, Shyvana. Shyvana's taken it, okay. Well,
I actually don't think it should be Shyvana. She's not going to really use the upgraded minions too effectively since she's the jungle. And
yeah,
she
still
hasn't
needs
got
to stack
sated
up.
yet.
Yeah, she still needs to stack up the Sated Devour as well, so she shouldn't be split pushing all that much right now. Blitzcrank just getting some vision down back in that jungle. They're really, you can see the vision for the blue team being rather aggressive there in both of the enemy jungles, and Blitzcrank using the overdrive. The hook doesn't land, again trying to predict, I think, the Lee Sin flash away, but he doesn't manage to, and Lee Sin ward hops over the wall to safety.
Shyvana has now picked up her Sated Devour.
Yeah, she's sated now, and you saw the damage she was doing to that red buff. Red buff obviously not the tankiest of opponents, but still completely melting it there. They're gonna look to, they were gonna look to surprise the enemy here, go for an ambush, but they were on a ward, and the Yasuo knockup does come out. The red ward coverage of that jungle, their red side jungle, is good. And there's a pink ward there, and the hook does land onto Orianna, but he's not going to follow it up there, Threshers. A wise decision not to fire, but Lee's been caught, and the silence comes out to stop him from dashing away, but he's going to just walk out there, and he is going to survive. The hook did land on Shyvana, but again, there's no follow-up for these Thresh hooks. And all the while, Irelia in the top lane was pressuring that inhibitor turret.
You can really see from the KDA for Irelia.
Oh, and Thresh goes for that, sorry, and the Ashe ult comes out.
Oh, the
Orianna shockwave whiffs, I believe, but Vayne comes in here, and she is very strong now. 1 kill for Irelia, 1 kill for the Vayne. Yasuo caught out completely on his own. The Dragon's Rage into exhaust, an interesting play from Shyvana. Not quite coming off, but the hook does land onto Rumble, and they're going to take down another one here, surely. No, he actually, the Lee Sin kicks Shyvana away, but the Vayne does come in with that empowered auto. And, blue team.
Blue side are just dominating these games.
They are dominating these games. That fight, again, very much in their favor. There was that one fight. If Grerith on the Yasuo can go off in one fight, then he has the power, or at least did earlier, have the power to really change things for his team, but it just seems so unlikely, and he was out of position there. You do get the sense that he's trying a little bit too hard to get these 4-man knockouts, because he ended up just in the middle of 4 people.
If the red team can get a nice combo, they can win a fight and maybe try and get a few objectives, but Dragon spawn up in a few seconds. They have hardly any vision around there, but Ashe can use her Hawk Shot, but...
Yeah, Ashe does have the benefit of that, but it doesn't seem like they're really giving Dragon a thought right now. And Ashe is going to get caught out in the top lane. She's going to be just... There's no hope for her here. Extreme Chicken on that Irelia with the Gwynsus, taking her down in a matter of seconds. And...
You can see how strong the Rage Blade is, 9-1.
9-1 on the Irelia. Again, some ridiculous scorelines here. 8-2 for missing you on the Vayne, and it looks like this could be 9-2 here. Gonna not condemn Rumble into the wall, and it is the 9-2 for the Vayne. The auto attack's coming out to take him down very quickly. Yasuo has it going on aggressive on the Orianna. He lands the ignite
really nice
shockwave whiffs because of the Blitzcrank hooking away, and now they're just gonna change focus, but the hook lands a max range hook, and Grerith is so low, but he managed the 3-man knockup, and can he get out of this one? He flashes the wall, the Bork is not enough to kill him. Darth Laser on the Thresh here, doing his best to delay for the Yasuo to help him get out, and he looks like he has done enough, but he is going to go down himself. The Hawk Shot coming out, I'm sure that helped a great deal. And now Grerith and Scott Morris, they're in their enemy blue side jungle. They are not in the position they were looking to be, certainly. And Extreme Chicken once again going aggressive, looking to delete Magnetic Bull's Ash again. And the legendary kill comes out, and that is just absolute.
They're going to turn to Baron.
And they're going to turn to Baron, and Vayne will melt the Baron with the 2 attacks being crit items. Lee Sin, however, Scott Morris hanging around, and he does have Smite. He's going to look for a steal, but the Blitzcrank comes,
What's he doing?
and the heal comes out. He turns focus on the Blitzcrank, and the kick doesn't even take him down. And meanwhile, Irelia has taken down Yasuo under the Nexus turret of the red team, and she takes down. This is a 3v1 under the Nexus turret, so she takes down 2 of them and doesn't even go down. The Flay comes out. She will go down now. Thresh, Darth Laser getting that kill, but overall, 4 of the red team died, and the blue team picked up Dragon, and Extreme Chicken went down, sure, but it was 2 Darth Laser on that Thresh, and it's just not the 1 and 9 Thresh not going to be looking to carry this game for the purple team.
Blitz and trying to kill the blue. He's going to run away.
That new patience is, well, I mean, that was always possible actually. I don't know quite what Blitzcrank was thinking there, but you know, worth a go. Why not?
Now, the Vayne hasn't actually gone for the last Whisper upgrade that gives you Grievous Wound. She's actually gone for one that gives you extra damage against tankier targets.
With more health. Yeah, it's anyone with more health. And I think that most of the enemy team, the Rumble will, the Yasuo, probably the Lee Sin, and the Thresh probably all have more health than her. So I think that's a pretty good pick. I think Lord Dominic's Regards is usually the better of the 2 last Whisper items.
I actually don't think it is going to be as good.
Okay.
It does max health depend, and it does max health damage, but it does more if depending on their health. So even if they have more health, if they don't have too much health, it's not going to really do too much damage.
Okay, and that hook
it doesn't really matter.
Thresh is absolutely gone. The Lee Sin going in on that Q. Perhaps a bit of Lee syndrome there, but he does get out with the dash back to Yasuo. But meanwhile, on the Nexus turret, Extreme Chicken is doing work with the Rage Blade attack speed, and there's nothing that can be done about it. And Orianna in the bottom lane, they're going to take down all 3 inhibitors, surely. And they're also going to take down Rumble, completely gone within moments. They're going to do the same thing to Yasuo. And now they have no damage left on the red team. Magnetic Bull, that crit from Ashe. I mean, from Vayne, but the Ashe does turn it around with the ult under the fountain. But the hook comes out, the Ashe gets pulled back in, but she's going to survive again. The shockwave does hit Thresh, and he's going to go down. They're taking down the Nexus turrets, and this will be GG here for the blue team. They're going for the...
Might not be, they're diving. It's an Ashe
diving.
Kill.
Perhaps
Can
not
the
the
Ashe get the
wisest of dives.
unofficial penta?
Yeah. That would be pretty amusing. Oh, one of them executes, so only a double kill for the Ashe there, but I think even at this health, she hasn't got what it takes to take down Irelia. No, she doesn't. Irelia, oh, the Equalizer is going to come out. That's going to stop any hope Irelia had of 3v or 4v1ing it. And I think they're going to hold on there for... Yeah, they're just about going to keep their Nexus alive, but I think it's only a matter of time before it does go down.
I believe, again. I believe in the Lee Sin.
Well, your belief... It didn't pay off last time, but, you know, perhaps this time. Maybe. Maybe if Grerith doesn't get deleted as quickly as he did last fight, because the Blitzcrank silence while he was being, just the damage from Shyvana was going out onto him meant that he couldn't dash away, and he was just stuck taking damage there from the Shyvana, and it just took him down very quickly.
Now, we looked at the goal before, quite a while ago, when the game was quite even, and it was about 1k gold. If you look at it now, it's over 20k gold advantage.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Blue team very far in the lead here, and they've got this Vayne build, which is just going to get better and better. Looks like a Bork now coming out for the Vayne, actually, which is interesting. I mean, I suppose that's what makes sense.
They're just going to brute force their way in and end it.
Yeah, they're going to brute force their way in. That one empowered grip, but the Ashe arrow does land, but they're going to have to focus all of their efforts on taking down Shyvana. Meanwhile, Vayne has taken down Lee Sin, and the shockwave does land on the Rumble. He goes down, the Yasuo goes down, the Thresh goes down, and that is going to be GG. The triple kill for missing you on the Vayne. 14 and 3, 15 and 3. 3 on the Aurelia, and blue team close out the game.
That was it just shows how strong Rageblade is.
It really does. And also, when you get early kills on a Vayne, I said about the snowballing if he gets the early kills even harder than he did on Ashe, and I think just about did beat it. So incredible by everyone.
I think that's why they banned the Sona and then ended up picking the Blaze. It does seem like a very odd ban, but it ended up working out for them.
Clearly, yeah. I mean, one thing it does tell you a bit of a story about this game is that the second most damage in the game after Aurelia was dealt by Grerith on the Yasuo. So he really did try, but couldn't quite put it out there for his team, and they did end up going down to the blue team. Again, very conclusive win there for the blue team.
I think a very good item he could have picked off early. Picked up early is a QSS.
Right.
Not only did this give him MMR for the Orianna, but it also gives him it gets rid of CC, which is really what the blue team had a lot of, that Orianna and the Irelia.
Yeah, and the Vayne condemn as well, and yeah, I mean, it might have even been helpful. I don't know if it can remove silences. I'm not sure how that interaction works, but it might have even been helpful for removing some of those in the middle of fights when Blitzcrank ults. But anyway, I think that's going to be all from us for this game. Another very, very conclusive
we can probably find another game if we can get players. If you do want to play in these games, go to if you have TeamSpeak, join the server eus.houseparty5v5.com. and then go into the in-house lobby, and then we will sort you into teams and we'll get a few more games going.
Right, yeah. Okay, so yeah.
That's enough from us, so we'll speak to you later if we find another game.
Indeed.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Dartlays here. I'll be casting for this game. Alongside me is Forshaw. Welcome once again to you.
Thank you.
So-
We will probably see, right? Yeah, the Aurelia ban. Extreme Chicken isn't actually in this game this time. He actually left, but Aurelia is still a very strong pick with the Rage Blade, and he used it very effectively.
When the Extreme Chicken having a making life miserable for the other team with that earlier. The Chicken did get out of the coup, it seemed, but Trinamir and Soraka will be the next bans, and Soraka has been banned quite a lot in the recent patch due to her buffs and of course with the Master Race.
Do you think
Yasuo.
Magnetic will pick? Oh wait, no, he's not playing this time. Do you think Lee Sin will get picked 3 times? He's been picked in the other 2 games.
I've been surprised by it because simply there haven't been any focus on their jungle, leaving open the likes of Elise and Rexa, who actually you usually preferred above Lee Sin due to their early power spike, but still being effective in late game. So it could be we see one of those, but the last band's coming in Graves and Diana. So what do you think they might want to pick first here for you?
Well, I'm not quite sure what he plays, but I'm guessing he's an AD carry. I think he might pick up the Vayne to stop missing you from picking it, and because it's a comfort pick of his.
Yes, we're seeing 2 games now, missing you both when they carry first the Ashford and then the Vayne. Doesn't seem to bother to swap those 2 out, so I don't think you really want to prioritize AD carry this early on because you want to react. However, if you really want to take something away, if you have knowledge of what they want to play, or Muyu has some sort of specific favorite that they really want him to play, then perhaps you should pick it up, and it will be Lucian.
I think it's going to be a Vayne for missing you. He can dodge the Q, which is one of Lucian's main source of damage, and he can cancel the ult with his E very easily, and they're like the 2 prime damage of Lucian, and that's a Teemo.
Yes, I forgot to mention Pyrus. Well, whenever he can, he plays this furry fuzzball of doom, and I have to regret to say that he actually does well on it.
140 mastery, 140,000 mastery points on Teemo. Will this be a mid or top?
I think it will be a top team. I would be surprised to see it mid. Plus, picking a mid this early on, I'm not really sure you want to do that. So this time I want to notice that Miyomo, he likes playing Anivia, and Anivia has not been banned out just yet. But we are looking for Draven for missing you, perhaps. And it will be locked in.
I actually think that Teemo is actually extremely strong in this patch because AD carries are the main champions pick this patch, and Teemo's Q can really nerf their damage. Now, we were talking about the Rage Blade last game, and Jax does extremely well with this because he has hybrid scaling. But we do see Miyomo picking up Anivia, which is his comfort pick. What do you think they're going to pick against Anivia?
Against the Anivia, you've got quite a lot of options. Anivia basically is a control mage that still has a lot of area of control in, like Azir, for example, in a team fight. Therefore, she's a really strong pick if you've got the right composition. However, you've got 2 choices. You can either go with the assassin route against her and try to shut her down in lane and make her useless later on, or you can also play the control mage because you've basically got a very safe matchup there. So Orianna is being hovered over, and the same goes for Olaf.
Well, Oh, well, here's one.
And we are back. We are just loading into game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We had some technical difficulties, but we've taken care of them for now. As we take a look at the lineups, we are currently in the loading screen already, so let me just go over that for you quickly. We have a top lane Shaco actually, with Ignite Exhaust on the blue side, with the jungle being Gragas, for Tomzo's got in the mid lane will be Anivia for Miyomo, and their bottom lane consisting of Lucian and Zyra, surprisingly. On the other side, however, for the red team, we do see top lane will be that team of Papyrus. Does not have teleport, however. Jungle will be Brolaf here for Box. Mid lane, Oriana, picked up by Box Chocolate, and their bottom lane, Missing Jew, will be playing Draven, paired up once again with you fucking, well, you get the gist, with Blitzcrank.
You get the gist.
You get the gist. Anywho, so what I wanted to point out earlier, so this team has become so much more powerful because of the Deathfire's touch mastery, same as others, AOE bit 8.5%. Like I think of an Elise, I think of a Rumble. However, what are your primary thoughts currently on the Shaco Teemo lane?
Now, what's gonna happen is, Shaco's gonna use his boxes, and what he's gonna do is he's gonna put them in a triangle. Now, what this does is when you go inside that triangle, you get fed by one box into the other box. Now, this Diamond player used it really well, and he did carry a lot of his games with it, but then people just learned how to cope with it, and he started to not do too well. But Teemo blinding is going to be pretty pointless. I don't really see him picking that up level 1. It'll be a bit odd if he does.
Right, so we are just spawning into the League of Legends Rift. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be having, I think, one of our final games. Could be we have some more after this. And yes, that is indeed a team you're seeing. I am incredibly sorry. We are not responsible for any health insurance that you might claim. It's not our fault he picked it. He always does that. I try to stop him. Like every time I play with him, he goes for the team. It's really frustrating. Anywho, so don't think we'll see any shenanigans early on. Perhaps a Blitzcrank hook here and there, but do they want to really do this invade this early on for red team?
I don't think so. Olaf, he may have his Q, but before he gets blue buff, he's gonna run out of mana after about 3 Qs, and Draven really isn't gonna do too much damage, and his passive is gonna be very pointless. So I'm not really expecting it to happen.
Well, we have to see, and I'll make sure, just especially for you, to put in some Star Wars puns, even though that's not my specialty, but oh well. So, I want to hear your opinion here, because we've got corruption, this corrupting potion has become a bit more popular. It's a new item, and you see, people just picked it up, but same goes for Oriana. Why is it so popular compared to something like the Doran's Ring with a couple of potions?
Well, Doran's Ring is good for champions who need that bit of early damage, but Oriana really doesn't start scaling until mid-game. So the early Doran's Ring will only really be effective for health and the mana regen, or the mana on kill, but the Corruption Potion gives you health, mana, and a bit of a burn effect, which also gives you an extra pot, since when you buy the Doran's Ring you only get 2 health pots, but the Corruption Potion gives you 3, so it just seems like a better item for champions who don't do too well in the early game.
Oh, that's actually a first. We do see the roots landing onto Missing Jew, who will be saved though, but I think that's the first time we've seen you fucking so... Well, I hate him. This is the first time we saw Blitzcrank miss a hook, and yes, I know, that is a one frustrating name. So, level 2 coming in here, they're trying to put some harass. Yeah, and they just hit level 2 as well, but that is a nice incentive. Once you hit that level 2, try to put some damage back onto the enemy team and pressure them into backing off.
Anivia is actually pushing up. Well, it's actually Oriana. Oriana is forcing Anivia to go through the tri-bush. Now, Anivia's gonna have to walk the whole way around, or she's gonna take a bit more damage.
That was a well positioning by Orianna, knowing she actually had the outplay there with the skills, dodging some of the abilities, and simply forcing her to lose a bit of farm there. She did go back in. There's not much pressure you can put this early on. Perhaps a command attack dissonance, but that would be about it. But in the top lane, I'm not sure what to expect of this. We see Teemo getting ahead in CS, but I'm not sure whether we'll see simply a farming lane or never mind. Kuzma actually is taking quite a lot of damage here. Teemo
He's going
yet
back
wants to
in.
put the hurt. He's into that brush and he's just going to stick there for a while. Why not?
Now, you have a look, and Gragas has actually gone for the Hunted Talisman. Now, for Gragas, this isn't really too effective, and I'm a bit confused why he's gone for it. It gives you mana regen, where Gragas isn't really too mana hungry. The only reason you would really go for it is because of the passive. That means you gain a bit more sustain and a bit more XP. But Gragas is a very good early jungler anyway, so I think it's a bit of a bad item to pick for Gragas.
Oh, Grassroots do not connect, however, they do force him a bit forward, but they can put quite a lot of hurt onto this Blitzcrank. He has to back off. However, I'm going to go in, Olaf, while Grant is doing the blue buff, Olaf took that Rift Scuttler, and I really like it because he doesn't really care about bot lane right now. They can take care of themselves, mostly, and he wants to switch between the mid and top lane, which are both going in his favor. See if he can actually get one of his lanes ahead. But in his bottom lane, Blitzcrank should be careful. He's fairly low and he's already eating through all of his health pots.
Now, there is a bit of a, let's say, odd build on Draven, which gives you, well, it used to be extremely strong. It will give you a lot of crit and AD, and this build is 2 Infinity Edges. Now, this really isn't too good anymore since the AD's been lowered.
Oh,
but
Box
it can
Chocolate
still be very
stuns up,
effective.
that's the Ignite, but Miyoko will actually will go into egg form, but Olaf is here as well. That's up there, bot coming through, however. Tonza picks that one up, that's a nice tunk indeed, and now Olaf simply has to back off because you don't want to go against this, so the egg bait still exists, people. Page of Froggen. Oh, but he actually flashes in, body slam, slow will be applied here. The damage, will it be a not nice wall? Will be stopping him from running away for a bit, but he will get away in the end. He did use flash actually. Well, I thought actually more of that. I thought that would be a lot more interesting to have more action going down.
Now, we actually have a look, and both of them have actually gone.
Oh, missing you, Grassmers.
For the, both junglers have actually gone for the Tracker's Knife. This gives you a lot more early vision, but Olaf has taken his time, and he's actually kept the upgraded ward. You really want to switch to the Sweeper's Lens, because now you have an extra pair of wards that you don't actually need.
That's true. I just want to take a look at the top lane. Pyrus is 30 CS ahead of Kuzma, and I don't know about you, but for a Shaker to be this under-farmed against a Teemo, that's not going to end greatly, unless it's a jungler that comes to help out.
And Shaco also has an Ignite and Exhaust. Now this means he wanted to go very aggressive.
Zedon walked away, Grassmere was walking like missing you, so much damage. Heal was used, and now Miyu running for his life. He said, this is not the draw you're looking for, and he backs off. Now, however, Box is coming his way in. Can he undertow onto either one of them? That's a slow to Zedon. Do they really want to take this, however? He's hanging around the sides. Undertow does not connect. Overdrive. Grassmere not connecting. Zedon take quite a lot of damage. Hook onto him. Zedon will be taken down here. Flash away from Blitzcrank. He'll be alive, but Box has to run away. That passive gets the kill onto him. Kuzma, meantime, in the top lane will be solid 1v1. Meantime, Miyamo puts the pressure onto Box Chocolate.
Now, having a look at Orianna, she has a Death Star flanked around her, and it really does a lot of damage. Anivia has gone for more early damage, but Orianna's gone for more sustaining lane to try and outfarm Anivia, and it doesn't really look to be working very well. But Anivia is very mana hungry, and I'm surprised that she hasn't gone for a tier first item.
Yeah, it depends on usually what you want to go, because some people argue that going with the chalice for the Athena's Holy Grail and the tier is a bit too much, but I'd say it's actually the build. It's going to scale longer, especially if you put a Rod of Ages in there as well. It's going to be like one of those long-term scaling builds. But I think it probably is for the best.
No, Olaf is not actually gonna give Orianna the blue. He's actually gonna take it for himself. He is.
Wow, rude.
He is a whole level behind. So maybe that's why. Orianna hankered for the Chalice anyway, which means she might actually not need the blue buff.
I do just want to put this in all the perspective. So you might see Nivea's got that assist. Orianna died in the gank, however, she's 60 CS compared to 34.
Yeah.
Kill is about
Oh
15
my God.
CS, and oh word, that's just disgusting. That's just the most powerful they knew. Gets hooked in, will take a lot of damage. Grasp does not connect, has to dash to the side, but now they decide to back off. I believe they could probably take this. Those whirling axes are available. Doesn't want to use them just yet. The culling already being used. Strangled Thorns flashed away. Whirling Death still available. He is very low. Meantime, Box takes the dragon.
Yeah. Blitzcrank did use the force and really landed a really good pull on solution, but they didn't really have as much follow-up. Draven does have a BF sword, but it really isn't enough damage at this point.
This time, Box Chocolate in their mid lane will be pushed away from those minions here. Nivea, that's the thing with Nivea. She's got such a great wave clear still. She's so far behind in waves. I think Froggen somewhere turning around, and oh my word, Shockwave does not do enough damage, and she backs up because Tons is making his way there. That's a body slam not connecting. Box Chocolate is out of mana, however. Tonsa is pretty low himself, but will they really want to continue this? And Nivea is here to back up, but she's very low, flashed away, so that's flash being spent there. In the end, pretty worth it for them. Kunzma goes in.
This really is not working very well for Shaco here.
I just feel bad for him, like, it's like a sad clown. He even bought a tier.
That's what he meant to do. He's gonna go tier and then he's probably gonna get... Well, the build is you go tier and then Rellenomicon, and then you just poke with E and stack up that tier. But
No, it's actually Teemo's hidden passive. Like, you just buy tiers. Your whole item is tiers, just because that's how it feels like. That's simply what it feels like playing against a Teemo.
now, if you look at the AD carries, they are practically the same for
Oh my word, the Wookiee's
CS?
at it again. And it's a
he's
Shaco
done it,
getting
he's
the
pulled it off.
turnaround. He
But
actually
look how far
focused on the
behind
clone.
he is.
So
He's
he
so
got the
far
help of those
behind.
boxes. He got the help of those, and with the minions, he actually turned around, making him focus the clone. And, well, call me here, call me there, call me everywhere. This, you are the
Draven.
clone I am looking for.
Raven gonna die?
Oh my word, Draven, he'll use, but not enough. Now, got Blitzcrank in quite a lot of trouble. Lucian jumping in front of him, putting the damage down. Passive being used as much as he can, and gets the double kill, and this is gonna help him quite a lot. He's 3-0-1. Meantime, the top lane Shaco.
Shaco has no mana.
Yeah, he stayed his welcome a bit too long, I believe. So, recap.
He has less CS than both the junglers, and Blitzcrank isn't too far behind on CS as well.
I'm hoping for Blitzcrank to catch up, just so we could say that. Look at
Olaf.
that. Lucian is currently BF sword. He's got that Goldfield's
Reaver.
Warhammer. Yeah, he's going for the
Essence
Essence Reaver. And Draven is going to be falling so far behind. They've already got that turret as well. So, slowly but surely, this Lucian could start snowballing ahead.
He does have half of his team's kills. Now we have a look, and Olaf is actually going for Cinderhulk, because his team have hardly any tank. Gragas has already got his Cinderhulk though, and if you look at the vision, blue team have very poor vision, but have got kills. They only have one ward on the map. Yeah, they're still somehow finding a lead.
So, basically, the team come from red. The only thing I can really read it is that catch someone out with Blitzcrank, burst them down with Teemo and Draven, and then just start chasing with Draven speeding himself up, or Yana speeding them all up and catching people out with Shockwave, and just Olaf in front, yes. Blitzcrank going pretty deep. They won't move you. He gets a hook and knocked off. He's going forward, blast away. Rolls up. he does get the Blitzcrank, however, will be going down. Heal was used there, shut down for Draven, but in the end, that Lucian still got a kill.
I don't think that was worth it for Lucian to go back in there.
Xaden now running for his life, missing view, Adrenaline Rush, using a flash forward. Enough, however, can he dodge the passive? And he dodged it, but there's Gragas, and Explosive Cask. That's just overkill, that's just overdoing it.
I actually don't think that was actually worth it for Lucian to flash in. He ended up giving Draven a kill, which not only gave him enough gold to get his Infinity Edge, but it gave him the passive gold and the shutdown gold, which gave his whole team a massive amount of gold, and you can now see that they have gone and got a gold lead by about 1k.
Also, Nivea, she's got that tier, and of course you need to see large rod, but Oriana's already got that the Teens and Holy Grail. That's just how far ahead Oriana is due to that CS lead. Blitzcrank has to be careful here. Having a little brawl with Gragas, smashing each other in the face. That's how real Germans say high five. So, I'm not really sure what you're planning to do here, but if I were...
Oh!
Well, okay. He clearly said that's mine.
They're gonna kill it! Oh!
Oh, he has to flash away. He actually did not see that coming. Nice grasping roots coming from Zyra, but in the end, that was more than he could chew, and he said, I am just going to back off here.
Why? Why did he do that?
Just popping out, saying hello.
It's not very good on Gragas.
Oh,
like a bit of a waste.
Oh, brilliant
very
shockwave.
nice.
Oh, man. That's probably one of the better shockwaves we've seen so far, but not really sure what happened to Box there. He was out of position and he just kept hammering that turret.
Teemo has 4 times the amount of CS about that. And he's actually gone for
Oh, Blitzcrank coming out. Will it be enough? Pirates meantime in the top lane getting ganked. Muyu picks up the Blitzcrank, but Teemo will be going down as well. Mio is taken away from the poison and the ignite. I wanted to say potion. But in the end, Muyu picks yet up another one, and they could probably get the dragon out of this. That's the difference between red team and blue team at this stage. Red team does get a couple of kills, but they don't capitalize, while blue team gets the objectives, and now it's not really worth it. Okay, you get the support, but you feed yet another kill. Okay, Zara did pick it up.
He could have died from the potion. The potion could have been poisoned.
Oh, we're going all this. We're all going pure Shakespearean here. Somebody called Socrates, but Jacob is going Hextech Revolver? Is he going for that Hextech Gunslinger?
He's going Rage Blade. Yeah, he's
going
please
for a don't.
he's going for a Gunblade, and then he's gonna go for a Rage Blade.
Oh god, it's going to take ages. Like, the game will be done before he gets his Rage Blade. And Teemo already has it on his Torment. Speaking of Teemo, well, he's found himself
Which one's the real one? I don't know which one's the real one.
Okay, that one isn't real one. And flash forward, and well, goodbye. Nico, well, Shaco versus... That's Clown versus Wookiee, and Wookiee wins. They do, however, secure the blue buff. And now Tulsa, that's a nice explosive card saving him for now, but everybody's at the other side. Mioma will survive, however. Box Shot will be taking down Zaydon, picks that one up with the Strangle Tools. The rest of its team is backing off, but Blitzcrank still searching to get a hook in there. Fox now calling slightly on him. Tonza is trying to do as much CC as he can, but Draven's still there. He gets a shutdown. Mioma has to be careful. Whirling Death, not available just yet.
Draven did end up getting a kill. I'm not quite sure how many stacks he had when he got it, but at the moment, he doesn't really have too much gold. He is behind Lucian, and Lucian did actually go for the Essence Reaver, as we said, but he's probably going to go for maybe a Shiv here. Which item do you think he's going to go? Will he go for the Shiv, or PD, or that new item?
Well, normally I'd say that the static shift isn't a good item for Draven, but with the changes to it in the new patch, I'd say I would be okay with it. Now Box Chocolate went a bit too deep here. Mew was actually waiting for it, just turns around, puts the pressure back on. Just toying a bit, but this time blue buff will be handed over to Anivia.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about Lucian, because he picked up that Zeal, so which What item will he go for?
He's got multiple possibilities because I think he's simply going for the Trinity Falls because Trinity Falls does go well with that Essence
Oh yeah,
Ranger.
he's got a Phage now as well.
That most likely will be the tons of damage.
Oh god.
I have to. I'm so sorry. Meantime, oh, Blitzcrank running for his life isn't a bit of trouble
He's
here.
going for the Gunblade. He's redeeming me. He's got the
Oh
vampire. Yes. Go on, Shaco, you can do it.
Shaco went a
Oh
bit
my-
ridiculous, ticking away, and Red Buff and, well, Whirling Death came afterwards. Not really necessary even, but nice wall will be preventing Blitzcrank from actually doing anything, but here comes the hook, and nonetheless, Tonza takes a bit of damage, crossing routes onto Blitzcrank. He takes wide low damage, explosive cost into the team. Zaydon picks that one up, but Zaydon himself will be taken down by missing you, who's now out of position, facing Muyo and a whole lot of enemies. And,
He managed
well,
to get killed at the end. Multiple.
that's
And it
usually
was
what
a
happens.
shutdown.
That's what happens when you've got a Kansas City shuffle, but everybody dies.
He's going Ghostblade. Yep, there it is, the Ghostblade.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
People just really go insane about that Ghostblade, don't they?
If he... I think next time I think Shiv actually is pretty good on Draven. If you can proc the Shiv with your Q, you can practically one-shot people. Plus the movement speed really does help you catch up to people with your W. Because your movement speed really needs to be pretty high because you have to keep stop moving to catch your Q. So I actually think Shiv might be a decent item in Draven.
Oh, Bob Chocolate might be in a bit of trouble here. Kuzma came in for the gank, and Zayden picked that one up. Not really sure how, but now Box has to flash away. It's slow, it's ticking away slowly but surely. Kuzma is following up, and I don't think he shouldn't have taken the kill here. With the glow, he does get away!
See, he's redeeming me. He's going for the Gunblade.
Oh, Blitzcrank, that is somewhere you should not be. And now Kuzma, he does get the blind hook onto Kuzma here. Might he be able to turn around, but he's exhausted, and Kuzma takes yet another one. Okay. Bold state of this game right now. Olaf hasn't done anything just yet. He hasn't been really useful in the way. He could have gone an easier pick that really was a lot more useful, in my opinion, than Olaf.
He could have gone for Lisa.
Well, I would have liked to see Rexar on Elise simply because it would have had way more impact on his lanes.
Well, AP junglers aren't good anymore with all the AP item nerfs. Elise and Nidalee just aren't too great at the moment. Nidalee actually has the lowest win rate in the game at this point, and Elise doesn't have over a 50% win rate. But
the Rexar.
Olaf works pretty well with Orianna, and Rek'Sai also does. But I think it's just to do comfort pick, considering he had the skin for Olaf and guessing he quite likes Olaf.
Everybody who plays Olaf goes for that skin, that's true. Oh, but now my box Chocolate might be in a bit of trouble. Tonza comes in at the side, will back off, but now that's another stun onto Box. He takes a heap of damage. He has to back off, or else he is going to be in trouble.
He might die.
Oh my word, Tonza! Taken out by missing you, just being danced around even, and just whirling those axes, and nobody even bothered to help him. Oh, Box. Golling coming through, will it be enough? He's sticking away slowly but surely. This is not enough. Box shall take it so slow. He's taking away himself. Flash forward. Muyu picks that one up. They're going deep. That's a pull onto that turret. But Draven is already down, and that egg will survive. Now, Blitzcrank running for his life. Kuzma ends up being the front shot. He can get away with the clone. And Muyu will be picking yet another one up. And can Shaco get out? Yes, with the help of a clone. Nice play. I have to admit, that was impressive.
He's now dominating Blitzcrank in the CS. Blitzcrank just gave up.
And all this time, Pyrus has just been pushing that top lane.
Did he get both towers that push, or did he already have the first one?
And Box dead.
Ooh.
That did hurt. That's going to leave a mark tomorrow.
See, now,
oh wait.
AP Shaco.
Oh,
so
it's no. I was hoping for the whirling axis connect.
He's now picked up a few kills and he's actually sort of useful. He
Oh,
has
yeah.
a really good slow that's actually good at picking up people. And his boxes can be pretty good to pick off people randomly.
If she can pull off, if she can get a kill on this, I will have ultimate respect for her, because she is playing this beautifully right now. Just playing around that distance, beating herself up, slowing them down, doing some nice poke damage, and even Lucian's going to back off. Shaco has to be careful because Oriana, she's got enough to kill him. And there was a ward just there.
Oh!
And there we go.
Only if Oriana played as well in lane as she did there. Maybe she might actually be useful.
Oh, that's just... Oh.
Oh!
That was disgusting.
Oh, it's
That
savage,
Teemo
I
just
know.
blew up that bird.
He has a very good
So,
KDA.
It's got a pretty good KDA compared to the rest of us. Oh, you just tricked
420.
me into that. I just feel like I've been rickrolled. That's how bad I feel it. Oh, Lord. Okay. Draven, who's got Infinity's Edge, Static Shiv, Yomi's Ghostblade, compared to Lucian, who's got that Trinity Force, Essence Reaver, and now the BF Sword. That could become the Bloodthirst, or that could also become something like the Infinity's Edge.
I think it's gonna be a BT. Crit is only useful for Lucian when he uses his abilities, but at this point Lucian has no way of keeping himself alive. He's gone
So
for an Essence Reaver, which can make him E a lot more, and the Triforce is just a really good item on anyone at this point, since it gives you so many different stats. But I really think you need the BT to keep him alive, plus it works really well with the double shot.
The Dragon picked up for the red team, but now they are in trouble. That's nice damage coming onto Buckshot. Let's simply poke down there. And that's with that fly before they can probably push this mid lane here, but that's a nice hook on the Tonza. He will be knocked into the air, will be taken down. Draven here 1v2 and 1v1 and gets that Lucian. Now, everybody's a bit lost there. What just happened? They we had the advantage and they just throw it away into their hands. And Box now done. Will use Ragnarok is not enough, however. Xanol gets the solo kill. Draven, meantime, top lane Shaco, Teemo just having a regular standoff.
Now this is the type of game I wanted to watch. This is a whole lot closer. The goal difference is hardly there. There's hardly any goal difference. Even though the blue team are ahead in kills, the red team have kept their CS much higher, and this is partly due to Shaco. But this is a really close game, and I'm really looking forward to see who can win this. Olaf still hasn't been too successful, but he's looking to just run in the fight and take most of the damage, considering he's got Merc Boots, which will get rid of a lot of CC. So I think Oriana and Olaf is a really good combo together.
I'm just currently doubting, what does Olaf have to offer once he's going to late game? Yes, he can be that tanky frontline, but will he still be able to chase out these people and put threats onto them that he's going to kill them? I'm just wondering, because you've got Lucian who can dash away, you've got that Dragon who can dash away, and even if you go for Zyra, she'll just pop set Wrangletorn, and your whole team will be in trouble, not just you, even though you've got Ragnarok. So I'm just a bit skeptical against this, compared to the Gragas, who's got quite a lot to offer, compared to these. Well, he's basically a bit the Blitzcrank for their team. He can catch people out and turn the tide, which Blitzcrank has not been able to do this game just yet.
We can see that Lucian is actually going against me, and is actually going for the IE. So, it is a pretty good item on Lucian, because when you double hit with your passive, the crit drops twice, and with Sheen, that's an insane amount of damage, so I'm expecting him to one-shot people with Q auto.
Oh, that's Shotgun being used. Muyu might be in a bit of trouble, has to dash out. Xenon now, that's Reynolds in the middle of them. Oriana will be taken out, but Missing Jew will be the next target. He gets taken very low, but will be able to escape by now. Tonza hooked in, will be taken down, but now Muyu gets up in front, Missing Jew. Tonza survived, and now Box will be the double kill being picked up for Lucian. Blitzcrank, the only one remaining in that team fight, is now backing off, and Kuzma is by himself in this bottom lane pushing it out. Oh my
But
God,
Teemo was trading with them and managed to get the top and hip tower. And with his high mobility, he could probably make this out. Will
It's a
he?
Timo. He can probably just annoy people to death. He's
He
gonna
might be
kill
able to
me.
get the kill.
He flashed
Oh,
away.
the
He might
egg.
just escape.
I don't think he will. He has no mana left. Or will he?
With a bit of luck, blow does
Nah,
come
he's
onto him.
dead.
Aw, so the poison is that he didn't find the blind there, else he might have survived. But
He could have killed Anivia, but the egg. You know?
egg bait, 8 on 8, rated, mate. No, box here. Just having a little bit of manhunt. Well, a clown hunt more likely.
You know something's wrong when support has more kills than the mid and top lane combined. Well, the same amount. Look at Zyra. She really does a lot of damage. I actually think she might be the MVP of the blue team. She may not be getting all the kill, but she's had some really nice ults, which
Oh,
have
that's
done some
halfway?
really big damage.
They do not get the right shake on that. Fox is here and they will pick it up. Yes, I do want to highlight Zyra because basically the reason why we haven't seen her in season 4 and 5 is she's too squishy. She's good at poking, yeah, she's got a decent range, but she's just so squishy, taken down immediately. And now she can be back due to the AD carries being able to do a lot more damage again, being able to burst down, which Zyra really needs. First of all, poke and the ability to burst down the enemy once he's rooted.
And
See
this
it back.
game is like full AD now. You go, most people will just go full damage if they're not a tank, which is really what Zyra can really excel at. She has some really high scaling, and we've seen her one-shot this Orianna. It really hasn't had too much of an impact on the game.
Speaking of one-shotting Orianna, that was quite a lot of damage on Miyamo. Both of them actually just took equal amount of damage, but missing you just finds
Wow.
himself a bird and has a little
This is gonna
party
be
with
free
it.
Baron. This is a free Baron.
Yeah, because Shaker's nowhere to be found and Lucian's going to be late. Zayden will be taken out in the meantime, or might be able to get away. Hook on to Gragas.
They're making
Whoop.
the wrong decision.
Oh, Hayden, that's a great strangle taunt, knocking them up. Everybody gets away from that, but
Olaf
Fox
is
isn't
all
done
alone.
just yet. Ragnaroks will not keep you alive.
They shouldn't have greeded for the kill. They could have got really easy Baron, and if someone went to contest it, they could just pulled them in. I think it was really wrong move to try and chase them down. But actually, looking at the fight, it does show that Red Team can still do pretty well, even though they are quite far behind in kills. And as I said, Draven has actually gone for the shift.
Oh,
Doesn't seem to be working very well for him.
Fox Chocolate gets the solo kill there in the end with that shockwave and gets the kill onto Missing Jew, was a bit out of position there.
Oh, he's done
recap.
it! He's done it! Look at Shaco.
Oh my word.
He's not like his memes be dreams, okay? He's using Shaco to his full potential.
That is just disgusting. I am not surprised to see it here, however. Dragon will be started on by blue team and most likely secured. Don't think they'll stop them. War for good measure. But Blitzcrank now is taking quite a lot of poke. Will actually pull him in. Might be able to turn around and never mind he's done.
Now Lucian has gone for a longsword. Will he go for a ghost blade or is he going to go to a BT?
That's an excellent question. I'd say with this current build, I wouldn't mind a BT. Simply to have some sort of defensive item, not really defensive, just that shield could help him out a bit.
Oh, look at that damage!
Sadum just hurts.
I actually think Ghostblade isn't as good on Lucian as it was before. The reason for this is, with Lucian's ult now you only get a certain amount of shots. The only thing Ghostblade does with your ult gives it more damage per second, but it doesn't actually increase the damage. When before it would increase the amount of shots you had, increasing the overall damage by quite a bit. I think it will be a BT.
So, right now, no box being called out here a bit, will be
They're using a lot on the tank.
Oh my word, Pyrus is doing so much damage, Whirling dead there, front to Tenza. Tenza might be in trouble now, he has to run away. Will be getting out with a body slam, but That's boxed in the front line. Kongoto is just trying to slow everybody down, but he's taking some beating in the process, so that's to be careful. Stranglethorn's in the middle of 5 of them. They done my work.
But no follower. That was a
At least
really
she hit the
good
Teemo.
ult. Yeah, she hit everyone, but look at Shaco. He's pushing that bot lane, he's on the inhibitor.
That
Only Teemo was
inhibitor,
backing.
that
He's
inhibitor will
doing
not be
it.
standing too long. Gets a clone out in
He's
5
doing
and 6.
it.
So much
Rage
damage.
Blade!
What?
He's doing it! Oh, and he did get the inhib.
Oh, but they actually get the inhibitor turret here now.
This
thing
is what
do-
I'm saying. Rage Blade is so broken, you can literally build with anything on any champion and still do well.
Yeah, I believe you. Change those range blades. I just remember the builds. And Nivea gets into egg form now. Lucian trying to be going after Boxer, calling the imposter, nearly takes down that Rihanna, but command dissonance is the end for him. Wow, this has been an action-packed game, and I shouldn't have said anything because there goes an idiot. There goes Orianna, more likely. Yes, you did sound like that. Oh,
Lucian has redeemed us, he's going for the BT, he's doing me proud. So is Shaco. I really want blue team to win this game now. But I think red team is still putting up a very good fight.
I'd say buy them a gift basket after the game. So right now, go ahead.
If they can make Olaf and Orianna be a bit more effective, like get Olaf some, like put the ball on him, make him run in there with speed, and then just get like a 5-man Oreo. They just need him to be more effective, and then the red team can really come back into the game. Because at this point, the only way they're coming back is through Draven and Teemo.
Well, let the European Baron dance begin.
Well,
Does
they're
seem-
just warding it. They haven't actually gone.
Well, the best thing for Blue Team to do would be dancing around that Baron while their super minions forming in that bottom lane. If they send someone up to steal with it, they can engage. And if they don't, then they'll have issues with their turrets. Grass moves running out, has to flash out. We'll be living however. And Kuzma, splitting duty, he took it quite literally.
Is he going Lich Bane or is he going Iceborne Gauntlet? Oh, it focused
He's dead.
it. Could this
Okay.
be a free dragon, Baron? Even though
I'm
they've
not
just lost
too
their
sure.
top laner, they're still going for the Baron. This is very risky, but they obviously have seen the bot lane and now know that someone has to back off. So they do secure it.
Diamond Nippo just swinging everybody
that
away,
was
but now
what I
Shockwave 3 man. Zunza might be in a bit of trouble. That's Nivea actually getting killed onto Orianna. Double kill for her. Missing you, running for his life. Will be taken down. Pyrus here. Triple kill from Miyomo. He will be taken down by that mushroom, but Pyrus now shut down. Will be running away. Miyu, that's Miyu picking it up. And
That's what I was talking about before, but they didn't have follow-up from the 3-man Oreo. It was a really good ult, but it just didn't work too well.
I don't think they can finish right now, but they can at least get another inhibitor.
They actually
Probably
could
take it.
have. If they went bot lane where the minions were actually pushing, they could have maybe ended it, or at least got one tower. Oh wait, they did get one tower.
Yes, they do get that inhibitor turret in the mid lane, and Satan finishes off Blitzcrank, puts him out of his misery. And that's already one Nexus turret down.
They could just end it.
Well, you have to be careful, his position is detrimental.
Oh,
Rolling being popped onto
he
Orianna,
does
does so
not
much damage,
care.
he kills her, even missing you now. Gets a kill onto on the barriers now, but missing you isn't done just yet. Kuzma all by himself, Lucian already down. Will be going down, triple kill for Draven.
And they do manage to defend really well there. This is what I was saying, Draven is really going to be the only way the red team are coming back in this game. Teemo, even if he does blind the Lucian, that Anivia and Zyra are still going to be able to do a massive amount of damage. So it's gonna be nearly impossible for Red Team to come back in.
Yeah, I think they're going to come back from this one. They've been crushed morally everywhere, and perhaps with a really good team fight, but I don't really see it happening. They'd have to pull off an amazing shockwave, get Teemo to solo out one of them by himself, and then hook in whatever is left.
Well, you know something's wrong when Anivia can solo Dragon pretty easily. Like, she
Well,
had
prehistoric
no
bird
problem
versus prehistoric bird. Phoenix versus prehistoric dragon. Sounds
No.
like. Look, what can you do right now? I'm currently just thinking. You don't have to teleport, so you can't make any plays of the split push. Nor do I really think you really want to take a team fight right now. This is Orianna with a shockwave makes so many changes. Oh my word,
Really
the damage
good
is
ult there.
insane.
Really good ult.
Muyu is playing like a god. He's sent here with a mission and he's pretty damn clear on it and securing it.
They're just gonna breathe
They're flat forward.
the way in.
Thomas taking massive amount of damage. Will be taking down box. Now Shaco runs away, will not be surviving. A double kill for Teemo. Zyra down, everybody down. Except Miyomo.
They have 50 seconds to do what they can. The Baron and Dragon are down, but they have 2 inhibs completely open. They are probably gonna get an ace here. But they're gonna have to keep one person back to defend.
Oh, so I wasn't suspecting that egg bait. I was waiting for him to actually use that turret. He does survive a bit longer. We'll be going down now.
They could actually end it. And then, in fact, no, they can't. They might be able to get both inhibs, but if you have a look, no one had TP. If that Shaco had TP, he could probably backdoor here with his clone and his W. There is a ward there that has been untouched. But they are just going to pick up the 2 inhibs for free.
Oh, that is just mean. We're missing Juna. Has to be careful not to stand in front. Doesn't want to be called out by one of those explosive casks here. We'll be backing off. So,
That is an extremely strong combo. Leandre's plus the Frost Queen's claim stacked together. So when the ghosts hit you, not only do you get slowed by the ghost, but you get slowed by Leandre's as well, which is really broken.
Oh my word, Zayden's gone. He can't put the ultimate down, but that's Blitzcrank going down. Draven will be next to follow. Box running for his life. Double kill already. Oh, steal. Okay. Gragas picks that one up, and with Pirates and Orianna, the only one defending, I'm not sure they can hold this one out.
Teemo, come on, I believe.
Of course.
He's nearly full build.
Now, Nivea is lagging behind a bit. Will be joining up with the team any moment now. Zayden's still in those death chambers, but that Lucian's not done just yet. Nice ultimate, will not be saving them, however. Tenza now goes in. They just want this turret, and Skako will make sure it gets done.
He's defended. I told you, I believe in Teemo. Wait, the real Shaco's backdooring.
Yeah, oh my word, Box Chocolate and Nivea Teemo's down, and this could be the end of the game.
And you doubted the Shaco. Oh no, he saw the Rage Blade.
And that, in the end, is the blue team taking the victory.
Blue team really dominated today. But why did Shaco sell his Rage Blade?
Rage quit?
Rage Blade, yeah, he bought Rage Blade.
Yeah, it's like a rage quit, like in the end, fuck this, just sell it.
Oh.
Anywho.
He was gonna go Triforce as well. I'm just questioning why Orianna didn't go for Death Cap. It would really make her scale a lot quicker because she was actually behind. Ludens doesn't really help you scale, just gives you an extra bit of damage, but I actually think if she went Death Cap, she could have scaled a bit earlier, and then perhaps maybe being able to deal a bit more damage.
With those last thoughts, we will be leaving you for now. I don't know if there are going to be any more games, but I'll be taking my leave. I'm incredibly tired. Thank you for joining for casting, for sure.
And thank you.
And we hope to see you next time.